Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are back live for Late Vibes. Yes, Late Vibes because in the UK it is late. So we're here discussing all things Manchester United with the brothers. Brothers, man, how we all feeling, man? How is the mood good? Is the mood low? Is the mood high? What are you saying, guys, man?
The mood's kind of low, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at our faces, man.
Damn, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's peak out here, man. And how you feel about Australia, man? You have to watch these games. Like, what time was you watching the game? Crystal Palace game? Ange?
It was like 12, midnight.
Damn, man. Bloody hell. You know what I'm saying? So that's not great at all.
And these games are hard to watch lately, bro. These games have been they haven't been good to watch, bro. They've been honestly painful. So it's good to talk to some friends about it, bro.
Yeah, definitely, man. Obviously, we'll have Omar and Stephen Estrella hopefully here in a bit. You know what I'm saying? To pick up Omar and Stephen. And we're going to start with Malacia, man. Malacia is left the football club, well, on loan for now. Here we go. Tyrone Malacia to PSV Eindhoven. Loan move with salary covered until June and buy option clause included. Told it's worth 10 million euros. Understand Man United will also have a 30% sell-on clause as part of the deal, man. Anyone sad to see him go? I'll start with you, Coop Baller, man. Malacia, should we have kept him? Is it better he went? What are you saying, bro?
Yeah, man. First of all, hello to everyone on the stream. Hello to everyone on the chat. Like up the live. Tyrone Malacia. To be fair, it didn't really work out for him. Everyone knows, obviously, he's a left back. But I don't know if I'm sad to see him go because I don't think he's an actual left wing back. I don't think he's actually that useful going forward. I think when he did come in, obviously, he started all right. And then he kind of went a bit shaky. Then obviously Luke Shaw came back in the team, and that was kind of the end for Malacia, especially that season. He was okay. I don't think he was magnificent, but again, he was still a young player. But he's another one of Eric Ten Hag signings that's not really impressed altogether. Do you know what I'm saying? I remember obviously Malacia playing against, when we beat Liverpool 2-1, he played really well. I think he was playing against I think it was Mo Salah. At Old Trafford. He played really well, intensity, and I like his intensity and stuff. He done decent when we played Arsenal that same season, but I think for this system, I don't think it would have really worked out. I think it would have just been like a squad player. And if we're looking at it as well, it looks like Amorim is actually trying to get rid of certain players he doesn't see a future with. Anthony, which is another Ten Hag signing. We know about Rashford, which is one of Ten Hag's favorite, if not Ten Hag's favorite. Malacia, another, Ten Hag signing. So yeah, I can't really say I'm sad to see him go, but I think with the wing back positions, I think there is better. I would say that. I'm surprised he left like this late, and I just because I didn't see us. You know what I mean? Like someone come in and that as well. But at the same time, you know what? It is what it is. I don't think it's like a big loss. Obviously, he was out for like a whole season as well with his injury. And I just thought he was a squad player, to be fair, and that's it. I don't really have any sentiment. I just think if we replace him, if we get a proper wing back in, we should be all right. I don't think, sadly, in it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I think for me, you're right, man. Better in a back four. But I think for me, the injuries has kind of affected his confidence, man. And yeah, he just doesn't look the same player, man. And if to be honest with you, before he was there, he was a steady Eddie. Wasn't a great player, but again, had particular performances, you know. I remember him Arsenal at home, I think, as well. I think he dealt with Saka very well, I think, for me, for most of the game. So yeah, man, I think for me, all in all, you know, wish him well. 10 million euros. How much are we getting for? Was it 13 million euros? Was it?
Something like that. Yeah, something like that.
So
it's just an option, though. It's not a. It's not. It's just an option.
It's an option. Yeah.
So likely, but teams hardly take up the option of players.
No, they don't. They don't take.
I don't know why they put it in there. Just negotiate in the summer. I never get the idea of putting an option in there. Like Aston Villa have a $40 million option for Rashford, but
yeah,
discuss it in the summer. Why do you need to put it in there? It makes no sense at all to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you want to put it in the summer, you have 6 months to view him, and then if you want to pay a certain amount, then you can pay a certain amount. But like he was saying, he's a high energy player. Like you were right. Like some big games with Liverpool, he stood out because he worked really hard. He dived balls. He do high fives after a big tackle, but he was never good enough. Never good enough. Even before the injuries. Like he wasn't good enough. Positionally, he wasn't good enough. So it's just, you know why Ten Hag signed him? He played really well in the Eredivisie. He played really well against Anthony in one game, and he's like, no one in the Eredivisie can stop Anthony except Taro Malacia. Yeah. So this was the reporting at the time. He goes, Taro Malacia really stood out to him because he defended Anthony really well. You know what I mean? So that's how we were basing.
No, but he's telling the truth because that game, it was away to Ajax, and that game was highlighted all over. I remember the game you're talking about as well. Like, and Ten Hag was just like, he's telling the truth. I remember.
Wow.
I didn't watch the game, but I just remember the reporting on it.
No, I didn't watch it, but when you look for Malacia, they had highlights of him against Anthony in that one game.
Yeah, I remember. You know what? To be fair, I remember that game. Someone putting clips of him against Ajax. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on, pick up to the little Omar there. You know what I'm saying?
My bad. No, it's my nephew. I'm just on uncle duty for 2 seconds. So I just want to let y'all know.
Nah, big up, man. Come on, bro. Big up to you, man.
Yes. So
let's not even talk about Ten Hag.
So think about Ten Hag and our transfer strategy that summer. It was like he was basing it off Anthony's quality.
Yo, just to be on point. You're talking about Malacia, right?
Yeah, Malacia, yeah.
So it was it's just frustrating to see what our transfer strategy was like. That it wasn't based on like if you think about how teams spend hundreds of millions of dollars these days. They have a data team. They have a recruitment team. They have a video analysis team. They have all these different things that go into making a transfer happen. And we're basing it off some Dutch guy who, he was telling us, I like the way he played against my player. So it was such an amateur setup, and it's costing us now. If you think about it.
Yeah. But listen, best of luck to Malacia, man. And
honestly, I'm gonna miss him, bro. I kind of liked his energy. I mean, I missed we missed
energy.
It for a whole second
off the bench.
Bro, no, it's just like I don't know. I felt like he brought good vibes, Like I low key feel like he brought good vibes. You don't think so?
This is
no, for real. For real.
Man, what vibes, man?
Hear me out. We bought him for 13 mil. We bought him for 13 mil. And we sold him for 10 after he ripped his whole leg out.
We haven't sold him.
Good business.
He's gonna go in the summer.
Yeah,
that's why.
But there's no fee agreed. If teams the thing is he's had a massive knee reconstruction. If teams realize actually he doesn't have the physical output that he does previously, he's not technically good enough. They're not going to pay anything. They're going to say give us him for free or give us for like.
For the option to buy they have for him is very cheap. It's 8 million.
Are we going to make a loss?
No, it's not going to be a loss on the books because we've had him for 2 seasons. We signed him for what, £12 million. So
12 million, yeah. I don't think it's a loss, to be honest with you.
It's not going to be a loss.
If we could get anything out of him, that'll be a success, man. You know what I'm saying too. So listen.
Bro, I doubt it, though.
What you saying, Omar?
Y'all not gonna miss him, bro. It was a nice little vibe. It was a nice little vibe how it lasted. Y'all can't forget the Liverpool game. Game.
Yeah,
it's like asking me if I miss Alexander Botner. Well, like why? Like Malacia's what?
You know what?
So what's left back?
Alex Van der Butler, he scored against Wigan, and what else did he score against?
Yeah, but you can't compare Butler's vibes to Alexander Butler. Was like the Terminator.
Butler won the league, man. Butler won the league.
Chris Eagles won the league. What are we doing? Chris Eagles won the league.
Yeah, but Chris Eagles scored, bro. Chris Eagles scored. He scored against Everton, bro. But a comeback.
Everton, man. Comeback, but that was a big comeback. Everton away, man. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. But listen, man. You know what I'm saying to you, man? Big up to everyone locked in. But listen, honestly, big up to Malacia, man. Good kid. I thought he rejected that club, because he wanted to go to Aston Villa, you know. Like, real talk, man. I actually thought, man, there was a situation where he wanted to go to chill with Rashford and that, bro. But yeah, listen, he's gone there. Big up to him. And we've got to talk about this youth project, man.
He loves Rashford, bro.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a youth project on our hands now. A lot of young players have come through the door. That Diego Leon, we've got Sekou Kone, we've got Dorgu, Heaven. Who else is that we signed that is very young? Can anyone?
Chido
Obi Martin. Is anyone? Is that? I think that's about it, really. Yeah.
I mean, we have our own youth players that are coming from the academy.
Yeah. Someone said that we're in phase one. Like, Brian, what do you think about this situation now of buying younger players now? Do you think it's a new approach from United, or is it just something that we've never really done and it sounds like it's a new thing when it really isn't?
The only time we tried a youth project, I don't think was intentional, but under LVG, where we brought through quite a lot of players. And to be fair, considering I don't think a lot of us rated us young players at the time. I think what did he finish that season? 5th? Or so. But he it is what it is. We don't have a choice because they haven't signed players. We don't have any players. There's no one on the bench, really. We have 4 attackers. So what are we going to do? What's the manager going to do? This is not youth project as a plan as of now. If they go into the summer and they go buy more young players that are really talented and wanted, that'll be one thing. But for right now, if the manager Amorim is going to play them, it's going to be out of. There's really no one else because we're in 3 competitions. We don't have the depth in attack. Martinez just got an ACL. We're going to have to play some of these players at some point because we just can't go through the season them playing all these games. We're going to get a load of injuries. We just can't. So we're going to see some young players, and I hope the fan base is patient because this is just where we are. So if you see someone like Chido come in, don't be expecting Fernando Torres. Just chill out. If he does well, he does well. If he doesn't, he's 17. Haven, the same thing. Sekou Kone, the same thing. It's people from our academy, the same thing. I would love for them to step up, but realistically, it is hard to do so. We haven't done it right as a club to give these guys the right, layup into the first team. So I don't know if it's a plan, but a lot of clubs now are buying young players. It's not new. They've been doing it for a while. The problem is that at Manchester United, you don't get the time. There's a lot of pressure. So that's where it's like, is the club starting to say, okay, you know what? We are in a shit situation. We are a shit club right now. We don't have the talented players. So we have maybe as a fan base need to view it like that. We are 13th. We are growing from when we are not Manchester United, Alex Ferguson, that a couple of transfers away from winning the league. We are no longer that.
No.
We are Manchester United who are 13th and finished 8th last season. That's who we are right now. And we don't have the talent in our squad is abysmal.
Oh,
so
bro, please.
We just need to look at it realistically, but I know it's not going to happen because it's Manchester United. We get clicks and the fan base is impatient. So I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen with these kids.
This comment here, big up Anthony, man. I need to see the salt that's in your room, man. You get me, bro. Listen,
bro,
first of all,
I'm telling you, bro, Cheeto leading the line. Cheeto gonna lead the line. Obi Martin, we there.
Yeah.
Cheeto in the lead of the line, little Compting, Heaven in the back, Dorgu. That's it. Championship ball, not too bad. That's the project right there. It's not too bad.
Said championship ball, That's
look at this one. Look at the championship ball. We getting championship ball. What's the expectations? If Ahmad drops, that literally goes our season, bro.
I think it's already done anyway, to be honest with you.
The only thing the season is done, but there's hope down the tunnel. I don't want to sound like I'm doing hopium or I'm unrealistic. The hope
I
is
heard
that. The Europa League. Win the Europa League. Champions League ball next season, you get a check. That should be the only focus. If you want to go for the FA Cup, cool, go for that too. It's a nice little chump change too. But the league is done, bro. You got to let the little dudes come in and knock it a little bit.
Do a Van Gaal. But his is down to injuries, though. To be fair, I think he would have promoted the youth anyway, to be honest.
He did mention that, I don't know, I was watching it, and I saw someone posted a clip on Twitter where he was talking about, I think at the end of the season, after we won the FA Cup, he was explaining why he promoted so many young players. He was saying that Manchester United can't sign all these players that they think we can. And that's why he promoted players, that he wanted fast wingers. He didn't get them. So he had to promote certain players and all that kind of stuff. So I think some of it was intentional, but some of it was, like you said, it's down to injuries.
Yeah. But you know what it is with me? Like, I think if you're talented enough, you should always play anyway. So if you're talented enough and you're still 18, 19, look at Xavi. The guy promoted how many players? Pedri, Gavi, Kubasi, Lamine Yamal, Fermin Lopez, Casado. Who else is there been promoted? Listen, there can be like you can be good enough, and still have young kids in your team. Obviously we have to find out if these are good enough. But bro,
I don't mind it at this point, if I'm honest with you, because we're losing so many games. We're losing so many games, and the performances are not good enough. And if I'm honest with you, it's not like just the level of technical ability in the squad is not that high. It's not that high. So these young players, at least maybe they'll give you enthusiasm, maybe they'll give you more energy, maybe they'll give you something. It's not a great situation to be in, but some players might be able to make the step up because, I remember when Rashford came through, even though I'm not his biggest fan, he made a step up in a situation of crisis. So we are in that kind of situation now. There might be one or two players that might come into the team that will make a name for themselves. But I'm just saying, just don't expect it. It's not something that just happens. It's not a guarantee. Don't expect it. It will be a lock type deal situation that happens.
But why are people I've seen in the comments talking about Arsenal's academy? Like United have had a lot of talent that have come through that way better than Arsenal's academy. Like it's not like we don't have any talent at all. So stop saying Wanyeri and Lewis Skelly and all that and getting excited.
Oh, come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But
bro.
Coop, you gotta also be fair. They do produce top talent over there.
No, they do, but when they start talking about them top talents, it's like United don't produce any. Like our talent has been better than their talent in.
I just think that their club has been shittier. Their club has been shittier for longer, so they had to rely on all these young talents. So that's why it just seems better.
Who's ready? It's only Saka.
Like who are you talking about besides? No, but besides Wanyeri and Lewis Skelly, who else have they produced that's been good?
Exactly.
Saka?
That's it. Smith-Rowe.
Yeah, but Saka, that's it.
ESR.
That's it.
Nketiah as well.
Who?
Nketiah. I'm not saying he's good. I'm just saying that he came through the academy.
Yeah, but that's what we can do that as well then, because some players that are average and we just.
But I feel like the players they produce more players with, like, who we gonna talk? Hannibal. We're gonna talk Hannibal.
But you know what it is?
Dan Gore, Ethan Wheatley. We're not talking.
They've never produced a player. They've never produced a player of the quality of Mason Greenwood. They've never produced a player of that quality.
Exactly.
Saka.
Saka.
No, bro. Agreed. No, bro. When Greenwood was on par at that time, he was better than Saka, bro.
Greenwood was definitely a better baller in terms of how he
better baller, but Saka's still there, though, isn't it? Saka's still.
But you guys have
to
see it this way. He had like a season and a half of his career taken out. If he continued on that trajectory, they wouldn't be on the same level.
Yeah, I agree.
No, they wouldn't.
No, but it's also been different because Saka was put. He really like the glow up came under Arteta. So he's been consistent under Arteta. I just feel like Greenwood wouldn't have hit the same because of all the adjustments and changes and whatnot that he had to face, even regardless at United. But he was a very cold.
I'm just talking about natural.
I don't think that matters with someone like Greenwood. I don't think none of that matters, man. Like Greenwood,
I ain't gonna hold you. He's the best. He's the best academy prospect we actually built in the past 10 years.
Yeah, easily. Him or
he's better than Rashford. He's better than
Rashford. You know what would be interesting with the players that we got from Arsenal in terms of Heaven and Chido is did they let him go because they're like, oh, these players we've got better.
I don't believe that bullshit, man.
I'm asking.
I know.
I'm just asking the question. They
didn't give opportunities. They didn't give opportunities.
No. So this is what I'm asking. So did they let him go because they thought, hey, we've got better? They've got this young 16-year-old. I think his name's Max Dowen. Like he's one of the best talents in the world.
Oh, the midfielder.
Yeah, the midfielder. Yeah, he's 16 or 15. Yeah, he's one of the best talents in the world. They've got obviously everybody raves about like Declan Rice was raving about Lewis Miles Scully, like he's going to be a top player. And Ethan Wanyuri, we've known for about 4 or 5 years. So did they go, oh, these are our best academy players, we need to keep them. And these, we don't think they're going to make it anyways, and we've let them go. It'll be interesting over the next 2-3 years to see what type of players they turn out in terms of Heaven and Chido Obi. Because none of us will know, Saeed. I'm not sure you would know either. That like, are these top talents that are going to make great professionals at United? Or do we just sell them on for $10 million and $15 million?
But that's what I want to know.
Part of the wider strategy is
that's what I was going to say.
Part of the wider strategy is say if you sign 5 or 6 of these youth players, if 2 of them make it, that's a success. So if like say 30% of the players that we sign that are 17, 18, 19 make it at United and make good professionals that are starting in their 11 or good bench rotation players, then that's a success. And then the rest you sell to lower league teams, or lower in the Premier League or outside of into Europe, whether it's France, Germany, wherever. You sell them off and you make a profit. I think that's the strategy: is to improve your PSR with these signings, and then hopefully you hit gold on 1 or 2 of them that end up being Manchester United players, and you don't have to pay $50 million for a defender. You actually got a really good defender in your youth product. So I think it's smart, and then with the new Brexit rules that you can't sign players outside of Europe that's why a lot of teams sign pre-contracts. They sign pre-contracts when players are 17 so that when they turn 18, they can come to Manchester, because you can't sign them when they're 16. We can't do like a Garnacho and sign them when they're 16 anymore. You have to wait until they're 18 to bring them to the UK because of the new laws. So I just think it's a smart strategy, improve PSR, and then hopefully you hit gold with 1 or 2 of them and they stay in your team.
Well, the one thing I would say is the way they unveiled Haven doesn't look like someone that they're going to put to be playing constantly on the 23.
No, he's going into the.
He was on the pitch. Yeah, we've talked about him quite a lot on MU TV. He was on the Twitter. So I don't think he's going to be someone that we're going to be seeing. I think he'll be on the bench quite a bit until he gets his debut. So I guess we'll just have to see. But someone like
Steve, so there might be. With Martinez's injury, there might be an opportunity.
Yeah. I think a lot of these young players now, you guys got to look at it like football's changing. Look at Manchester City. All the players they bought were under 23. I think maybe except the midfielder. I don't know.
The Brazilian is he 18? The Brazilian. How old is he? That Brazilian?
I think he's young though. I think he's
Savinho.
No, the Brazilian.
Is he the what's his name?
He's 19
then, bro. So what's the difference between Heaven and my man? Yeah. That's because he's got an exotic name. Is it because he's Brazilian?
Well, like I said, they signed a lot of young players, even the centre backs, very young, which I wouldn't expect from Pep, if I'm being honest. Because a lot of the times he usually buys very experienced centre backs. Look at all the centre backs he signed at Manchester City. All of them were like mid-20s, very experienced, and they were coming in after like lots of game time in the Premier League, lots of game time elsewhere. So things have changed. I think things are changing in football now. Even teams are getting very, very cautious with how they spend their money and who they spend their money on. Because they're getting priced out of players like clubs like Brighton, who won't sell Mitoma for £90 million or euros or whatever it is.
That's crazy. I can't lie.
maybe as fans we need to be
because
a little bit more understanding.
And you're right, Brian, because there's a new legislation that comes out this year, and this is all boring stuff, but it's 70% the squad cost cap rule. So basically, you can only spend 70% of your total turnover, which is really restrictive. It's a new rule it's a new legislation that's come through from UEFA. So you can only spend 70% of your total squad cap on transfers, wages, even your manager salary. So when you sack managers, it costs you. So clubs, they can't spend like they used to, man. If you think about us spending 50 million on like Wan-Bissaka 5-6 years ago, a left back, there's no way we could do that nowadays.
No
signing a right back for 50 million pounds. 50 million pounds, 60 million euros. There's no way we could do that. Like
crazy.
It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
you know what?
Ridiculous.
That's what I'm trying to say. So maybe they say, you know what? Let's go get this player, that might not be the player that we all want, but it could become this player. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so when you get this, Heaven guy now, he could become a player that in 1 or 2 years' time could be starting for Man United in the back three.
Well, we don't know. We don't know. What I would say is that they've moved away from Braithwaite, and like I said, remember Saeed, we had this conversation last summer. I said that crazy fee, and listen, Manchester United. I have a lot of criticism. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of criticism for Ineos, but then it's like if we had paid that fee for Braithwaite, I think we would have been really pissed off right now because he's not that player, and they wanted 75 million for him. Yeah, so we're going to have those situations where, listen, they do some good things where they don't overpay for certain players like Braithwaite. I wish Ineos was there. We probably wouldn't have bought Casemiro. We probably wouldn't have bought Anthony. So there's some good things there, but the question is now is like you have these young players. You do need certain places where you have to have experience, where you have to have that quality of player. Like in our attack, for instance, you need to go and spend money there. You just have to, because Rasmus is not hitting the potential that we maybe thought that was there at least. And Xerxes just looks off it in terms of being up to par in the Premier League, which happens. Someone can come in their first season, not look that great. Second season, they look better. We've seen this before. So I'm not writing off Xerxes, but the problem is that Rasmus should never be the starting striker. When we signed him, we should have had someone more experienced in there already. So we've brought him in. He's playing way too many games. Same thing with Garnacho. He's playing way too many games, and these guys are not ready, right? You can see with Garnacho, every time he comes, I'm not saying every time, but most of the time when he comes off the bench, he does something, which is fine.
Yeah, he looks more better. Oh, yeah.
He looks better. But when you start him, you're playing 60 minutes, 70 minutes, 80 minutes. Oh, like, geez.
Garnacho's Garnacho's like that kind of winger where he's like almost showed all his tricks too early. Like when he comes off the bench, he's fresh. So they're like, what the flip is this guy here? When he starts, you kind of suss him out his game, and then he just kind of fades away. He never really, Garnacho's never really that guy that gets better as the game goes on. He's either comes off the bench and is a game changer or a player that can impact the game, should I say.
Whereas Ahmad's an animal late in game. Ahmad's an animal in the last 15 minutes.
He's a different animal. Yeah, he's a different animal.
Like that's where he scores all these goals in the last 15 minutes of games.
He's a very fit player, and his technical level is really good, which is why, to me, I keep talking about this guy. I'm not going to stop talking about him until that transfer happens. Cunha is kind of the same way. He might not be having a great game, but he keeps going.
Yeah.
And something might happen till the end of the game. That is why I want Cunha. If you have just us having Cunha and having Ahmad, right, on either side, and we go get a proper striker, we'll win a lot more games. Even
100%.
Play poorly.
I agree.
That's why for me, Ineos in the summer, we just have to get a striker, get a proper striker. Go get Gyökeres. If you just go somewhere, sign Gyökeres, Cunha, and we get another midfielder and 2 more players. But we're fine. We're cool. Like the panic level in the fan base and our performances will get better. The panic level will go down because we've added set talents, which we don't have right now. We never replaced Pogba, right? And we brought Pogba in to play with Carrick. We never replaced Carrick. So we can go back all the way we don't replace all this talent we're losing. Martial left. We didn't really replace him. Yeah, Greenwood situation, as horrible as it is, we didn't replace him. Like all this talent we've had, not replaced. So people should not be surprised we are where we are. It's a talent issue. And I know what at some points people are still going to start pointing fingers at the manager, but it's just a talent issue. We just don't have talent. We don't have people with any special ability. There's no exceptional pace. There's no exceptional like ball carrying. There's nothing. Just having Paul Pogba from that period we had him, his ability to carry the ball made us a top 5 team. That's just how good Pogba was. He being around made us a top 5, top 6 team consistently. And since he left, it's been a struggle. So Casemiro came in and did it for one season, not in terms of ball carrying, but his overall leadership and his ability to just stop attacks and ability to score goals from set pieces. So when you have these exceptional players, guys, I've watched so many teams in the Premier League. I can guarantee you a lot of them don't play well every game. They don't, but they have exceptional players who go do something. So people don't have this expectation. Look, even you watch Arsenal this season, out of the games they played, how many of them have you seen they'll be like, wow, Arsenal have been fantastic? Not many.
Not many.
Yes, yeah, they were completely fantastic. No doubt about that. But I'm just saying,
you help them, man.
Yeah. But even the game against Brentford, you're right. They'll find a way of winning. No, they'll find a way of winning. And that's the difference.
That's the big thing. Even like Liverpool, I would say most, even them too, sometimes they're not always at their best, but they have Salah, who will back 2 goals like in the space of 5
Bournemouth,
minutes.
They weren't great against Bournemouth, but they got 2 goals out of nothing.
But you know what it is, though, bro? These teams are consistent. At the end of the day, this team is consistent.
They have a baseline of consistency. Okay, let's see our last game that we played against.
And they also have superstar players. They have superstar players that could nick you something in the last minute. We actually don't. Let's be honest. Like, if you really look at it, your only superstar on that field is Bruno Fernandes.
And you know how
everybody's
right. You see that silence?
Hold on. You see how each one of y'all looked up and thought I'm crazy, right?
I get what you mean, though. Yeah, even me, I'm a Bruno. I'm not a Bruno guy, but I get what you mean.
But in terms of if there was in a world, we can't say Ahmad is.
He don't do it enough anymore. He used to do it back in the day out of nothing, but he don't do that anymore. Yeah,
exactly my point. Thank you. Now, at least you have common sense to understand what I was trying to say. Ahmad is potential superstar, right? That's potential superstar. Give me somebody that is like, wow, this guy is marketable. Hojlund, Xerxes, Garnacho, Kobe was supposed to be that this season. Mainu was supposed to be that superstar.
I don't think Kobe is that superstar.
I don't think that's what I mean. You don't have like Manchester City are suffering. City are suffering this season because they have Haaland, but Foden, nobody wants to talk about it. He's falling off a cliff.
Facts.
It's not performing.
Again, when you look at Brian, you just fell right into my point. When you look at the City team, it has been superstars and could have been a superstar. Then they went and got the young kids,
That's what I mean. That they're going to go through a situation now where it's
that's
like
what we're gonna face. We don't have.
They used to have you know what he stopped? They used to have Mahrez, Bernardo Silva when he was there, but now I think he's washed right now.
Gundogan gets so many goals for them.
Gundogan was there when De Bruyne fell off.
Kyle Walker.
Yeah, Kyle Walker, yeah. And their back line was solid. Diaz and Stones and
Sterling, as much as people call Sterling
Rodri was clutch. Rodri was clutch for them.
Call Sterling a Virgo, that boy was a baller too.
So again, it is talent level. I see this revisionism that we keep doing where it's like we'll go back, but guys, why is it that we finished 4th and 3rd and 2nd on the Oli? Guys, we had Martial that would do it madness. We had Pogba that would do it madness.
Oh man, you know I don't like now,
bro, it's crazy.
Guys, the amount of people now on the timeline, giving Martial prop, it's disgusting right now. You know why?
No, we got. You know what it is, though. Too.
No. Oh man, let me land this. Stop that. No, but you know why? You know why I don't like this? It's because the energy that people had from Martial, before when he was at the football club. You can't just say now all of a sudden you miss him. You can't do that. You had to love him then, bro. But people say,
you see, but this is the revisionism. They dismiss Martial's technique, but Martial was the end product was the same as Hojlund, brother.
No.
No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
We're not doing that today.
Time out. That's a time out.
We're not doing that today.
Today, that's a time out.
We will not do that today, especially after we lost to Palace. We're not going to do that. That's the last thing. We're not doing that.
That is a brother.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Bro, Omar, can you explain yourself,
Can you
please?
No, don't allow him. Why is he allowed to explain that? No,
That is crazy.
Bro, that was one of the worst things I've ever heard on this channel. That's one of the worst things I've ever heard on this channel.
Can you hear me
One
out?
of the worst things I've ever heard on this channel.
Bro,
Can you
you
just
need to
hear me
go
out?
down.
Can you
See that rough road?
see my
man?
logic?
You need to
See my
go rough
logic?
road. Where's that rough road, man? You need to go down there, mate.
Bro, hear
What
my
happened,
logic,
bro?
bro. Hear my
What
logic, bro.
happened?
Hear my logic, bro. Hear my logic. Hear my logic.
Yeah, go on.
Hear my logic. Well, of course, bro. Martial was a joy to watch. You get what I'm saying? In terms of, there comes a point when it was Martial first signed, he was like, "Yo, we're doing this." But the Ballon d'Or clause, I said we activating that. Right? What I mean is, towards the progression, towards the end, Martial could have never stayed fit. Martial could never play at times. Martial's end product wasn't just there anymore. That's what I mean. Of course, I'm not comparing him hand with, but Hojlund is horrible. We got that's the biggest rinse we got.
But that's not what you. That's not exactly.
I was gonna say.
He's walking it back. He's walking it back.
Yeah. No.
Hear me out.
Respect. I can't respect.
I'm not watching.
Let me help you out. Let me help you out. I think
respect.
you were saying what you were trying to say in
I just
terms
want
of
to say,
goals.
One second. One at a time. Let me hear Brian. One second.
In terms of goals,
Brian,
because what I thought you meant was in terms of goals as a striker, he didn't score as much as you.
No. I meant, you see how
that's what I thought you meant. I would
of
understand that a little bit, but in terms of
this is what
Martial
I meant.
impacted games when he wasn't, like, even when he wasn't scoring.
That's
why I won't agree with you.
Great comment.
That's the big thing. Martial always constantly,
there was games where Martial was like, we would scream, bro. Saeed, you and I had this conversation. We said Ollie Watkins was better, brother.
I didn't say that.
Saeed,
you had the conversation.
We said this on the show. You said Ollie Watkins was better, bro.
Say that.
A year ago, we said 2 years ago.
I didn't say that. Listen. I did not say this. What he's trying to do, yeah? He's trying to get me in the mud. Don't listen to him, bro. Don't listen to him. A real chat. No, he called for Ollie Watkins. He called for Ollie Watkins. I didn't call him for that. Okay, so now please tell me. I said it. Omar, did I say that? Yes or no? Please, Omar.
All jokes aside. I'm
He's joking.
We're gonna cover that. We're gonna cover on some real. Obviously, Martial's talent was one. I really thought it was. We got Thierry Henry, and we could all sit here and agree to that. It's just unfortunate how the system changes. And when I compared the Hojlund comparison, I didn't mean it like in terms of ballers. You can't even compare that shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In terms of pure technique and pure class on the ball, Martial was levels actually ahead of many strikers we got at the club. You get what I'm saying? But in terms of the production towards the end the outcome was still zero. And at the end of the day, where is he? He's playing in Athens.
His body let him down as he injured.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's what
the
really
outcome
happened.
was still zero.
I think even put them together.
But not by himself. That was his lifestyle, though. That wasn't.
Exactly. So when I meant when I compared him to Hojlund, I'm talking about his last season and in this season, Hojlund. It's not like we missed.
Listen,
the Martial I missed is Project Restart Martial. That man was
any version of Martial is better than Hojlund.
That is not even my favorite Martial. My favorite Martial was under
Van Gaal.
LVG. Yeah,
Van Gaal.
But
then also Project Restart Martial was different.
Wasn't the best Martial the lockdown Martial? Lockdown.
Yeah,
I think the lockdown Martial was the most complete Martial, but I feel like the best Martial was the LVG, the Martial we actually wanted. But I agree. I feel like in the lockdown he was complete.
LVG Martial was straight aura. I'm new to the league and I'm gonna prove a point. The Project Restart Martial was I'm mature now. I'm about to just.
I'm a 9. I'm a 9 as well.
Assistant goals. It was assistant goals.
Yeah.
The LVG was the LVG, but again, he was skinning Martin Skirtle. So it wasn't like
you know what's smart
though. He's outrageously gifted.
As well.
There's not many strikers in world football that were as gifted, like in terms of his touch, the way he chested the ball, everything. It was just his body let him down. And I don't think he was like a ferocious competitor. I don't think he was a ferocious competitor. I think he was like sometimes he felt it, sometimes he didn't feel it like it today.
But I don't think he needed to be.
I think to play for Manchester
well,
United,
ideally, you
really
want
don't
you,
think
you,
so. To be honest with y'all, if he was at the club now,
ideally you
we
want
wouldn't
your
have this.
footballers to be ferocious.
You don't.
You know what I
you
said?
do.
This
The
is
only
what-
player
this is
that
what
I
the
think if he was
conversation-
here, the only two players that I think if they were here still, that would have been a great solution to this club would have been Mason Greenwood and it would have been Paul Pogba. And this team,
You know what's
right
the
now,
fact that we're saying this year, and I think the greater point was about this the level of quality that Brian was saying.
Yeah.
The level of quality right now, and we were talking about it with Tyrone before about just in terms of the attack right now. Like, is it any? Are we going to be any worse if we play Chido Obi Martin up front against Leicester on Friday?
Nope.
Seriously.
Well, I don't
like,
think so.
Amazon?
We put Maino as a false nine, so no.
So there you go. So I can't lie. I don't know why Steven's going mad there, but I swear down, bro. Like, if he don't rate, because it clearly means that he doesn't rate Xerxes and Hojlund. The fact that you've put Mainu there, yeah, and I don't care about no trial. That was on purpose by Amorim, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
You know, so
you know what it is, though, Saeed? Saeed,
you know.
it was one of those things where he saw that Mainu cooked in the 10. That worked so well. So then he was like, okay, let's see if this works in a 9. Shit, I might be up to something. It was one of those, and we can't knock it. We can't knock it.
I'm not saying starting, by the way. I'm not saying starting, by the way, for Strella. I'm saying in the squad, and then maybe come on for the last 10 minutes or so, just to see what it's like, you know.
At this point, if you can't bring confidence out those two strikers that you have, I think it might be chopped, and you might have to go get one of those because he loaned out Wheatley, and that was technically the most one who was actually who caught experience playing against the
Wheatley was he ever good? Like I watched him.
He was mid. He was mid.
He's one of those. He's one of those Carrington strikers that we make that just never amount to anything.
He's good. He's good out of Middlesbrough. He's good out of Middlesbrough.
Guy that's
he's a championship level player, bro.
He's a Fraser Campbell type of style. He's good at middle. Good at home. Wigan,
there's that striker that played for Middlesbrough that time. What was his name? I can't remember.
Charlie something.
We used to have him.
Looks a bit like Igor or something. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I remember.
No, who's that guy? No, not Will Keane. There's other one. There's a couple. We just sold him. We just loaned him out again.
Skinny, tall, long frame.
Yeah, you got Charlie McNeil. There's another one as well. I forgot the other one.
We have a lot of.
There was another one. I can't remember his name. Man.
I forgot his name, man. He went who? Someone in the chat will know, man. Someone in the chat's got to know.
Who y'all trying
to say? Yeah, there we go.
He went to Wigan. He didn't go to.
Yeah, Hugel. That's the one. This guy
was. I was talking about a few years back, not now.
You see, there's certain players that you see.
We talking Joe Hugo revisionism. We're down.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. You know,
there are just certain players you see. You know they're not going to make it. The moment I saw Mason Greenwood in our academy, I was like, these guys.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to Mourinho, man.
It was so clear. Like, he was just on another level. The things he was doing in the academy is insane. It's just crazy. Like, so these guys, Hugo and stuff like that are not. They were never going to make it. They were never going to make it.
Just on our current striker option.
Yeah, go on, Ange, go on. And then I'll go to Strel after that. Go on, Ange.
Just that Hojlund might be the most unbalanced footballer I've ever seen in my life. Like, he loves rolling around on the ground, bro. Like, you touch him a little bit, he's so unbalanced that he falls over. Like, he's uncoordinated with his feet, he's unbalanced. Like, it's bad. It's a bad. I'd rather Xerxes in the team every day of the week over Hojlund. At least Xerxes got some times where he just finds a pass that Hojlund will never be able to find. Like, you'll switch the ball.
You know what it is, though, bro? It's how Hojlund plays. He's not made to play like in that fake false 9 rotate and roll. He's not built. His body is not built.
He don't make runs. He don't make runs, though. What does he do?
He's like a perfect example. Is just stand here. Poach the ball. He's a poacher.
Box. Yeah, nah. He dangles his leg out. He's one of them. Yeah. Stay the box.
He's one of them. Yeah, he's not. He's like Chicharito, but Chicharito had more runs. Chicharito had more awareness.
I've seen Hojlund play a couple of passes where I'm like, I would like to see you on the end of that. There was that pass he played against Manchester City to Bruno. That reverse pass. That was really good. And the last Europa League game, that ball he put for Mainu
Yeah.
There's a couple of times he does some things, and I'm like, that's a really nice pass. That's not bad. But then the rest of his game is shit. So it's like, for me, it's like, how do you? Because listen, he's gonna play, whether we like it or not. He's gonna play. How do you get the best use of him for the rest of the season? And for me, I would like to see him, like with Zexi in the team, because we lack firepower. But as well, just play these guys. I know Amorim just need to figure out how to use these guys to get the best out of them.
But I think Amorim's kind of honestly low-key lost his mind. Like, I don't know if he can motivate these strikers, you know, man. I don't know, like,
you just need to use what they have. What's the best? Can someone what's the best thing Hojlund is good at? Just the best. I get shit. What's the best thing he's good at?
No, there's no physicality. What physicality?
No, his pace. He's a counter-attacking player.
His pace is what has him. I think for me, it's the strength in his run.
He's a wrestler, bro.
You know when you see that goal against Copenhagen here? Is it Copenhagen or Galatasaray? That's what Hojlund. That is the Hojlund that you can get yourself.
Yes. On the counter-attack.
On the counter-attack, and then kind of striving. But the problem is, though, you're not going to see that every time, bro. Like,
okay, so
the thing is, the way we play, just quickly. So the way we play have changed. Our build-up is much slower.
Yes.
The emphasis is on rotating the ball, finding the nearest. It's not about getting the ball and getting it forward as quickly as possible. If you remember, Ten Hag's whole vision for United was to become the best transition team in the world. If you remember. Yeah. So the idea was to find a way to win the ball back in the midfield area and then hit it forward as quickly as possible. That suited Hojlund. Now we're playing a more slower build-up where we want to progress it deliberately. That doesn't suit a lot of our players we have in our team. That's what Amorim's struggling with at the moment.
Okay, so Zexi is great, whether people agree with it or not, at getting the ball in the middle of the park, recycling possession and whatnot. For me, I would just like to see. I would like to see that. Hojlund's runs and Zexi's ability to get the ball in the middle and lay it up for someone or play a true ball in for someone, get them playing together. Just get something, because we are going to need to use them this season. But we're just going to have to. So get something going. You have Ahmad on the other side that can be more of a technical balance. You have Dogu in the team. We need to at least use some of this. Like, listen, he's a runner, right? Hojlund, you're going to run all game. I want to see you constantly making runs all game. Even if you don't get the ball, constantly make the runs all game. That's what I want to see. Just do that.
Yeah.
And at some point, you'll get in behind one time or two times.
But the thing is, though, when you have a player like Zexi, you always need a player to make that third man run or run beyond him. Do you understand? And you need, if you're going to have that, like Bruno, whatever, you need that player to also be able to get back. And then another thing is, obviously, that's why our wing backs are so important in the system, because I don't think we have those players from midfield. And another thing with United, the reason why we don't score many goals is not just our strikers. Like, a lot of people say our strikers. Yeah. United don't get enough people into the box. If you see the amount of times we cross the ball and Hojlund is making a run and 3 defenders are watching Hojlund, and there's no one else making a run at the back post. I mean, we've seen it when Dalot scored. But most games, if you watch other teams that score loads of goals,
what on the weekend?
We have one guy in the box. With one time, I think it was even Garnacho dribbling.
Yeah,
no one in the box.
No one in the box. No.
Like, he just
Manu was outside the box.
It's not instinctive. There's a couple of super chats I want to read out. One second, guys. A couple of super chats I want to read out. Big up to this brother here. I don't know what you're saying here. My sympathies. He dressed up like a dark chocolate Toblerone on deadline day. Inspect ethylene oxide and specialized did you wrong. Listen, big up Michaelis by just trolling me there. Big up to my guy Uncle Rods. Big up chance of Obi getting a run of next 5 games. Very unlikely. I'm not gonna lie to you. Adi Wallace says, why isn't Amorim giving the same chances he gave to Hojlund? Hojlund started 6 games straight and only give Xerxes 2 stars. I also don't know how Casemiro isn't been given a chance. It's strange to me, but Maguire gets to play. And also, Amorim needs to make his mind up. Are we pressing team or not? You can't play Maguire, who wants to drop deep, and your front 3 are pressing. If we play Maguire, we can't press, drop the whole team deeper. I've noticed that, from Maguire, he's actually costing us a lot, a lot of goals, in terms of the
He was
chances,
awful on the weekend, bro.
But he's been awful for a couple of games now, man. I can't lie.
I know, but
Maguire
and they're covering for him. They're covering for him, the media.
He is a chaos element in defense.
Yeah.
Right? If he's not heading away the ball, right, and that's what he's good at. He's good at heading away the ball. But in terms of organizing the defense, getting people to be where they need to be, he's horrible at it. Absolutely horrible at it. So for me, the people who do this Maguire revisionism, they don't watch him.
Yeah.
He makes our line drop when he should never drop, but our line constantly drops back. We can't play on the front foot. So
but I don't really trust De Ligt in the center as well, though.
I would trust De Ligt 100 times more over Maguire.
No. But I'm talking about playing out from the back. But
the Maguire only really works in a low block, so that's why when you play the bigger teams, he looks like he's better because he can defend the box. He's a box defender.
Yeah, he's a box defender. Yeah.
But when you're playing at Old Trafford against Crystal Palace, we don't need a box defender. That's the problem.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And the passes are too slow. But
going back to the Xerxes one, I generally don't think the manager rates Xerxes. If I'm being true,
you know what?
You don't rate him. You don't rate him.
You want some because the problem is the attack is unbalanced, right? You want someone to stretch the play, especially if you're playing Bruno in the 10 and if you're playing maybe Ahmad in the 10 as well. There's no one to stretch the play because everybody's coming to the ball. When you have Bruno, Ahmad, Xerxes, no one is stretching the play. That's why for me, if we're playing, I don't see the difference. If I'm being honest with you, you're playing Garnacho, you might as well play Hojlund there. You might as well because there's nothing Garnacho is doing now Hojlund wouldn't do. There's nothing.
I'm not sure about that.
For me, he's to stretch.
He's technically so bad. If he's receiving the ball in between the lines,
but Garnacho is technically poor as well. He's not,
but he's not as bad as Hojlund. Come on,
he gets
Brian.
muscled off the ball consistently, and
I get that. But
his pace is not. He doesn't have. People think he's fast, but he's really not that fast.
Nah, he's not fast. He's not fast.
No, he's not fast.
More,
but he's poor technically. I agree with you on that. But Hojlund's horrible technically. Like if he's receiving the ball in between the lines,
I think with Garnacho, he holds the line a little bit better, so that he actually has space to run into a defender. The problem is,
it's not even a comparison. It's not even a comparison.
With Hojlund, the ball's always. I don't know if you've seen there's a video of Bruno play the ball into Hojlund. Did you see his touch random?
I know that clip. It was fighting to him.
Yeah, that was crazy. But let me hear Estrella. Estrella, what are you saying, bro? You know what I mean? You've been a bit quiet now. What are you saying, bro? Tell him, talk to him.
Obviously, I came and let man on interrupt the stream, and obviously, one or two things. One, I told you it was going to get dark. Two, I said, even like Jimmy Savile, relying on kids. I will keep saying this because what you man are doing now beforehand. Like, fair enough, Hojlund might not be the guy to start for us. I just want to realize the season that we bought Hojlund from Atalanta, he'd only finished 90 minutes, I think like 7 or 8 times in the league for them. This was a striker that's come from Serie A, breakout season, 32 games in their league and only got 9 goal conversion. So he's not a prolific goal scorer. We were supposed to get another striker to help him, bred him in, a seasoned striker. You're applying all this pressure on him. You're so desperate now. You're now talking about getting Arsenal, not necessarily rejects, but Arsenal wonder kids to be starting for Manchester United first.
I didn't say start.
No, not you. But this is what I'm hearing now. Everyone's now putting faith in minors, people that are not even old enough to buy alcohol, to be starting for United. You're expecting this guy to come from Lecce, Dogu. Similar situation with Hojlund as well. Only had a breakout season recently. Only been playing recently. You want him to come in and hit the ground running. Once again, what you basically guys are doing is suicidal for youth players. You want them to come into this hot mess, and when they don't start producing, all of a sudden,
what's the solution? What's the solution then?
The solution is this: hold on, pause, and take the whole ride. Pause. I said it's gonna get dark. You guys can't do this. You can't do this. You can't rely on youngsters to get you out of the situation. Everyone is to blame.
Estrella, that's what they're trying to do.
No, I'm not.
That's what happened this window.
And the thing, Saeed, I'll read the comments and people start coming on stream and waffle and stuff. Brother, you guys are waffling in the comments. We all said this. You're the ones that made us come here. Pause. You can't rely on kids to get us out.
Relax with the pauses, man.
No, you can't rely on kids to get us out of the situation. I'm tired of it. Wake up and smell the coffee.
Estrella,
putting pressure on minors to get us out of this trouble. Wake up and see what's happening. Don't talk about revisioners about Casemiro this, Martial this. You was all calling them crap when they were here. Shock.
That is a fact, though. That's what I'm saying about Martial.
gone to other teams where there's a system. They've been alleviated the pressure that doesn't come with United, and they're performing or they're fit. Now your eyes are wide opening because the manager is playing all the players that everyone's saying, "Oh, he should give opportunities to." They're not doing nothing. You want the manager to change his system.
So your analysis is basically just ride the storm and just keep on losing.
Say calmly, yeah. The manager has already adapted his system. If anyone will tell you in this conversation, Brian's watched this guy at the back of his hand. He's changed the system already. What do you want him to do?
What's he changed?
Wait. He plays with attacking wing backs. He's basically playing a back five. If you actually deep it, yeah, and if you deep this, if he changes the system again and panders to these players, what is the point?
What's he changed? Explain what he's changed. That's all I'm saying. Explain what he's changed. Let him finish, Brian. Let him finish.
Wide backs to add to the attack. He's basically predominantly playing with back five now because we're defensively crap.
So that's a personal change. That's not a tactical tweak.
Wait, and you want him to play a back?
It does matter.
Wait, and you want him to play the back four. Van Gaal played the back four. Mourinho played with a back four. Ten Hag played the back four. Oli played with a back four. Carrick played with a back four. They've obviously identified this guy and said, we want to use this guy's style. This is what's been successful to him. You want him to go against his morals, to compromise against these dead players, and then let's say it works for a little bit. When does he actually revert back to his own style? Because again, when he tries it again in the future and we start losing again, all of you guys.
Yeah, but he said that in his first press conference.
So Estella, and I made this point in our WhatsApp group the other day, and I was having an argument with Brian about this. Is part of being a good manager is adapting. You've got to adapt to what's working and what's not working. That is the whole, like if you look at any other sport, and I use the NBA as an example, if you watch the NBA finals or the NBA playoff series, a 7-game playoff series, yeah, one of the things they talk about, if you lose game 1, they talk about what adjustments are you making for game 2. And if you win game 2 or lose game 2, let me finish. So if you win game 2, they talk about what adjustments are you making from game to game. The idea that a manager has an idea and then that never changes based on whether the players are performing well in it, based on whether you're getting good results in it, that's just being stubborn. That means you're not adaptable. And right now, and people wait, let me finish. Let me land.
No, you're landing.
Let him land, bro.
I just want to.
Hey, let me land.
Let him finish.
Oh shit! Aggie. My fault.
The idea that a manager has an idea and then sticks to it no matter what, whether it's working for the players, whether it's working in the league that you're working in, that's just stubborn. That's showing that you're not adaptable. And the big question that we have here, and Brian is a chief architect. So there's a group of United fans that believe, led by Brian is a chief architect, is that whatever happens between now and the end of the season, if we continue this form, we continue to lose games at the rate we're losing and playing at the level we're playing, that Amorim should be in a job next year. And I don't think that should be the case at all. I don't think you
can I address him because he mentioned my name?
No, you can address me. So the thing is,
Amorim
is not going to get an unlimited budget to revamp the whole squad next summer. So he has to work with a lot of these players. So the number one thing he has to do is improve these players, get these players playing better than they are now. And if he doesn't do that between now and the end of the season, he should not be in the job. He should not be Manchester United manager come the start of next season.
And here's the problem. Here's the problem, right? Manchester United, the people who hired him, don't want him to change. That's why they hired him. End of story. There's reports that if he changed, they would be alarmed. United don't want him to change because they hired him for this system. So they want to plan, they want to buy players based on this system, based on his ideas. I don't know if it's because it is data-based or whatever it is, but the club hierarchy, everyone, our technical director from Southampton, who's used to a back three, wants this system. So they don't want him to change. If he changes, I guarantee you they will sack him. End of story.
Yeah, now, I'm not naive to think to that. Yeah, you're right.
I was disappointed with the transfer window, but again, I'm going to go off what they're doing. They're signing young players. They'll probably do more of it in the summer. Again, I can only go off based off what the club is doing and the messages they're putting out. They said they were happy with their January window. Okay, you say you're happy? Cool, I'm happy, right? They have a plan. I'm going to let them carry out their plan. If it works, if it doesn't work, I'll call them out. But at the end of the day, this is their plan. They signed a back three manager. If they didn't want a back three manager, they would have hired someone else. That's just the reality. They want this system. And I don't know why, but I guess maybe they believe it's the way to counteract other teams that are better than Manchester United right now. Maybe they feel it to be easier to sign players, not have as much competition for players because they are signing specialists in wing-back positions and whatnot. So maybe they feel they won't have the competition for certain players because they are playing a certain system. I don't know, but I'm just going off what they're doing.
Before you come in, Stephen, big up to Adam who's locked in right now. Big up to everyone who's here. Make sure you lot hit the like button. We've got nearly 1.4k in the building. We need to get to 500 likes. Mods, please push up the likes if we can. Big up to Adam Wiley says, I get stretching the play, but play the best players. Hojlund was given a chance, hasn't done anything. At least when Xerxes plays, he connects to play. Amorim said he would give everyone a chance, and so far he hasn't done that. Yamal is 17, bloody experience, PNC soul. And Adewale says, Amorim does not need to change the formation. He needs to adapt. Like I said earlier, drop the line deeper. You can press and sit back at the same time. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And what place would Man United be if Erik Ten Hag stayed? Relegation. How about that one? But yeah, go on, Estrella.
My thing, just to wrap up my point really quickly, I agree with Brian, yeah. My thing is this, with Ange, it's no longer, you can't use basketball and football. You can use some characteristics, but you're starting 5 against 11. There's different mitigating factors. My thing is this: when Pep's using 10 games in a row, or whatever, no one's telling him to adapt his style. No one's saying nothing to him. We've identified. I already said this in the group chat. If you have a brain tumor in your head, you're not going to get a plumber to do the surgery. You'll get a brain surgeon. You won't get the brain surgeon and then give him the tools that are for plumbers to take out the aneurysm out your head. What are we doing here? But no, it's not a joke anymore. This is why I said you should have just kept Ten Hag.
I should have laughed at that, bro. Where did the plumber come from? Where did the plumber come
from? So, Estella, can I respond to that?
Wait. Don't bring a man from mid-season, yeah, no backing, none of these players, and then you're telling him to work miracles. No, he's given everyone ample amount of opportunities to be like, either adapt to his system or you don't. Now you're saying, because you're tired of the results, you're getting sick. I can't watch it anymore. I'm crying. We need something else. No, suffer. I told you it was going to get dark. This is what needs to happen. It needs to get so dark. This is the shock that Ralph Rangnick was talking about. No one's used to seeing United like this. This is the first time in like 20 years everyone's starting to open their eyes. It has to even get darker for Man to go. Look how long it took for Rashford to go, and he's just on loan. It's not permanent. It has to get dark. Either you're a real United fan and you firm what's going on. You firm it. I'm tired of all this whining, these sub little fractions saying, I'm a better United fan than this needs to happen. No, get together and understand. The team is whack. The team is whack, and you can't be moving like Jimmy Savile. Don't rely on youngers. You want to kill youngers' careers before it started. Don't rely on youngers.
Yo, please, Estrella. Just please, bro. Can we not mention Jimmy Savile, please?
Please.
So just on that, just quickly, let me just respond to you, Estella. You mentioned Pep Guardiola. I just want to respond to the Pep Guardiola comment. Say, please.
Okay.
So you mentioned Pep Guardiola in your thing. You know how many different formations he's used? So he's struggled this season. You know how many different formations? He's used 6 different formations, 6 different variations of back threes in midfield, behind the striker. He's changed. So the idea, and I made this point last time, the idea that a manager's formation is his style of play is different. The philosophy versus style of play is different, versus formation is different. You might be a high pressing team. You might be a team that is reliant on possession. That's your philosophy. That's Amorim's philosophy. Changing a formation and being stuck to it, that's just being stubborn. Well, you can have your philosophy and then change your formation within it.
That's why the 3 at the back is flexible, because he's played, like Ashula said, he's played 5. He's played 1 sitting midfielder. He's played, 1 advanced midfielder. Like, he's moved players around. He's inverted his wing backs. He's done different things to try and get it to work. You can only make shit.
Has he inverted the wing backs?
Smell less shit.
I've never seen him invert the wing backs.
Yes, he has.
Yes.
Who did he invert?
That's what happens with
Garnacho. Definitely.
So Garnacho wants to play wide. So he's done it with Dalot on the left. to come on the inside because people know this, but Dalot is not very good down the line. That's why we never see him go down the line and cross. So Dalot is coming on the inside. So again, it's a profile thing. Out of most of our managers that we've ever had, he understands player profiles very well.
Very well.
He does. He's talked about this. He talked about this with Paul Scholes. So I'm not as worried because you asked me in the group chat, if the results don't improve, should we sack him? I said no, because he's identified what needs to be identified. He knows what his system needs. He's not changed. He knows that's what we need. We don't need someone that's going to come into the team.
Who else? Who else?
We don't need someone that's going to come into the team and be like, you know what? Okay, go ask your question.
So just on your point, who else agrees? Because I asked Brian this question. I think it's an interesting question. Who else agrees with Brian that if there's no improvement in team performance or just performances and results, no improvement, it's the same as it has been since the last 6-8 weeks, that he should still be the United manager come the start of next season? Who else believes that?
Yes. Yes.
Everybody else in this group?
Yeah.
What was the question? What was the question?
And you know what you're doing? You're moving like an African with a.
No, I'm just asking the question. I just want to hear everybody's.
I knows what I'm talking about.
What's the question?
And tell you what I mean. I hate.
So if there's no improvement in team performance or results, let me just reiterate. Let me just reiterate. He wants to hear the question. If there's no improvement in team performance or results between now and the end of the season, we're playing the same. The results are the same. We're getting bopped off the park like we did against Southampton, Crystal Palace, all those other results we've seen lately. Should he still be the United manager come the start of next season?
You know what?
I have another question for you. Does he win Europa?
Let me hear Adam first. And then go Omar after you.
I don't think the question is asked in the right way, to be honest, Ange, because it depends on the nature of the mistakes he made. Like, the results are one thing. If he gets to the results by doing silly things that he should know and should understand, that's another thing. Like, for example, if we know that, for example, this midfield partnership doesn't work, and he has an alternative to that, and he still picks the wrong one. Like, it's not the same as having bad results with picking the right setup. Like, you can fail trying to do the right thing. That's fine. But failing doing the wrong things, that's unforgivable. Like, for example, Kobe Mainu next to Ugarte doesn't work. Bruno next to Ugarte doesn't work. So we have enough data now. So he needs to start doing things there, like to improve it. Kobe Mainu should be playing higher up, at least for now. It's taken him 2 months and a half. He did it one game and then he played him on number 9. That's not good enough. So I'm not blaming the result here. I'm blaming the actual mistakes on the pitch. Like, I'm not happy with it. Maguire, I'm not here for it. Shouldn't pick Maguire if you have the option of not picking Maguire. So it depends regarding to your question. It just depends.
That's fair. I think that's reasonable. Yeah. That's a fair. Yeah.
Let me hear from Omar. Omar and then Estrella. Omar, what's he gonna say, bro?
No, so my question for Ange is: does he win the Europa League?
No, he's not winning the Europa League. Let's be honest.
No,
this is not.
What if he does? What if he does?
Europa League.
What if he does?
No, but I'm not even focused. So it's a good. It's a good question. But I'm not focused on results.
There's a lot of.
Results are less important to me. If the performances don't improve between now and the end of the season, we're still getting buffed off the park.
Yeah. Yeah,
there's a lot of games, and there's a lot of games, right, where we're actually in possession. We're actually the better team. And let's be honest, we just can't finish chances. Let's look at Crystal Palace. There was like
which games?
A good 3-4 chances that if we could have put in the back of the net, that game would have been a whole different story. We could revisit so many games. There's so much the coach could do. He's not going to get on the pitch now and knock it with the score to go.
Omar, can we just address Crystal Palace quickly, tactically? Because the people didn't deep the reason why they packed the bus, right, against us. Many teams haven't really done that. They've tried to play us toe-to-toe. Not very good. Yeah. So why did he pack the bus against Manchester United? Because whether people would want to be, we are actually improving. It's not as big as improvement. There are certain things that are getting better, right? But it's not getting as fast as people wanted to. The results are also not there as people wanted to. There are certain phases of play where United look good, but then the way we are not a team that's good enough now to beat the low block team. So he did the best thing to do to beat us. He didn't try to play against us because I think if Crystal Palace had come out to play against us, I think we would have won.
The second half a bit more, but yeah, I know what you mean.
I think we would have won, especially in that first half. I think we would have at least scored 1 goal. But that didn't happen. They packed the bus and they allowed us to shoot ourselves in the foot which we do. Whether it's a Onana mistake, defender making an error, we tend to do that. We tend to make one big error per game, which leads to a goal.
Or someone misses, someone's out.
Someone does something. So at the end of the day, do I believe the performances will improve? And I actually think it will. I think our performance will improve, especially towards the end of the season, when teams start to kind of, fall off the gas and they are looking at less next season, and then preseason is coming, and that will happen. It happened with Poch at Chelsea. So for me, I don't think that's the right question to ask.
Team, man. But
here's the problem. You guys are, some people, now I'm not going to say you, and you guys are thinking there is grass is greener on the other side, right? It's not always true. And I will say this, I have the tweets to back it up. I said this when Ten Hag got sacked. It's not going to get better. Because Ten Hag, as much as we like to blame him, the biggest issue I had with him was his identification of players. He's not very good at doing that. But yet we gave him the biggest budget in the world to do that, which was suicidal. If you're going to play a system, if you're going to back a manager to play a system, you need to buy the players to play that system. We haven't done that since Jose Mourinho. And even then, we didn't do that to the max. We gave Jose Pogba, like this is not rocket science. We gave Jose Pogba, Lukaku, Ibrahimovic. He had Martial. He had Rashford. He had Herrera. He had Matic. And people are like, oh, why did we finish second on 84 points? Are you mad? Like it's not rocket science. We don't have the talent. So whether you bring in a manager to come in and replace Amorim, we're going to be in the same situation. Why? Because we don't have the talent of players necessary to be a top 8 team. We just do not. You can't argue against this. It's just the reality. So either we say, okay, let's build out a team, let's get more talent in the team, because regardless, if you add more talent into the team, you add a Gyökeres, you add a Cunha. Whoever is coming after Amorim is not going to be mad. It's not going to be like you bring another manager now. What's he going to do with Hojlund and Zexi?
Just quickly, couple of super chats have come through. Just Waffling says, good managers have a preferred formation, but they switch it based on opponents. What Amorim needs to figure out quickly is his best 11 for games for when we're expected to dominate possession. Just Waffling continues to say Australia is right. The fan base needs to be on the same side, but Amorim needs to do that by winning our trust, and he hasn't earned it yet. And Angie's right. Klopp played 4-4-1-1 and then 3-5-2 early on. Big up my guy MDRN Summarize says, big up Saeed TV. God bless. This team needs time with the coach, and we need a couple signings, and things will improve. Let me go to quickly to Adam before I go to Australia. Yeah. Is it a case of just quality? Because every team needs quality, man. Like when you look at when he says about Poch getting better, but that team was littered with talent, no man. It was just wasn't just coached, but it's littered with players that can win games on their own, like Jackson, Palmer. You know what I'm saying to you? Like they can win games on their own, Adam. Is it a case of just quality? Because there's a lot missing, in this team.
Yeah. I think quality is
go on, Adam.
Are you okay, Sweros? Did I interrupt or something?
Sorry. That's my fault, Adam. Sorry, guys. Something saying. Sorry.
Yeah, I think the quality is bad, Saeed. I agree. The quality is, and I've been saying that for time, and I know you have as well. We managed somehow with Ten Hag to get rid of all the talented players, and somehow we've kept the shit ones. And funny enough, if we had good players, the current shit players we have would be the favorites. So now that we're stuck with the favorites, you can see the result. It's not good, is it? No. Because I don't know if you've seen, there's a starting 11 from 3 years ago that's been going around on Twitter this week with Cristiano Ronaldo, Greenwood, Sancho, Matic, Pogba, Bruno, Varane, Shaw, I think Maguire and Wan-Bissaka. And the only survivors are Maguire and Bruno. I don't know for you, but I thought that was
that's the Ragnick season, right?
I think it's the Ragnick season. And
we were shit that season too, but the amount of games that Ronaldo won for us as well, people forget.
And we had Mata, Van de Beek, and Martial on that bench, which is you can't make this up. And at the moment, if we did not have Ahmad in our team, in our attack, I think our attacking options are the worst in Premier League and Championship combined. And I don't even know Championship teams, but surely it can't be that worse.
We don't
have an expensive front line. We refused 50 million for Garnacho. What's that about?
I know. Estrella, what were you gonna say, bro? What was your point?
Go ahead.
Sorry, by the way, Adam, I don't want to be disrespectful. Sorry if I was coming across.
No, fine. I was confused, but you're all right.
If you're in our group chat, yeah, these man will know where I went on Saturday. I was driving like a madman from that visit. That's the reason why I'm feeling like this, because I cut off time from seeing somebody I haven't seen in a long time to watch this garbage. Yeah, I've said this and I'm not gonna keep saying this again. You lot are naming players like Jackson or Darwin Núñez or blah blah blah, bro. As crap as they are, they get at least like 7-8 chances a game. If you watch Chelsea matches, Jackson misses numerous amounts of chances before he bags the goal. Like, I keep screaming or saying this and that. Is that people just want entertainment? Is the reason why they're watching. They keep saying I'm waffling, but they keep saying Brian's waffling. But we're saying the truth. We're telling you what you don't want to hear. Eric Ten Hag, he adapts too much to the other team. Why can't he just be his own man and stand on business? You've got a manager standing on business and you're complaining. I've said time and time again, these players are going to get found out when a real manager comes. What happened? A real manager comes out and you found the players that you like. They can't handle it. They're washed.
Exactly.
And what are you doing now? The youth parade. Come and save us. I'm not gonna say man's name, but that's what you man are doing. It's crazy to me. It's you man are saying refusing 50 million for Garnacho. Why should I have to take? But I said the only reason I was getting angry was full sale. That's what I wanted. I'm not gonna feel sorry for investors. That's
you in yourself. Are you in yourself?
I'm not doing this in yours. I'm not doing this in yours out. This is not Simon pick yes or no, whatever. No, I'm Manchester United. I want the best. I don't want to ask any silly questions. I'm being serious. My thing is this: all I want is for United to act like a serious club. There's land that they own in Manchester. There's something called land remediation tax relief. There's something called embedded capital allowances. Go and do your research. I do this for 9 to 5. These things can alleviate the financial pressures at United and generate money for us. They don't want to use it. They don't want to use it.
They want to use it for the land redevelopment, I imagine, with the government.
You know what I seen today? You know what I seen today? Some guy was on TikTok today. I don't know if you Cootballer, you seen it about the United fan. So basically, he ended up paying a ticket for Leicester, yeah, and he thought it went through. So then United said to him, "Yo, what's going on? Like, you haven't bought your Leicester ticket." So he was like, "You know what? My friend's not going anymore. I'm not really want to go to the game now, so it's all good." Next, United forced him to pay for the tickets. They said, "Yo, you got to pay it or your season ticket. You're not going to go to the next game." I just seen it today. Like, it's mad.
I didn't see
so, yeah, man. Listen, they're finding their money, man. They want their money. They want their money.
Yeah, and if a Qatari man did that.
Saeed, why are you not publicizing this? Instead, we're talking about not selling Garnacho for 50.
I just publicize it, yeah.
Staff members. A child ticket is £67.50. What? And with this garbage, I can't lie. My heart can't take this. This is not fair. My life is not the best. There's stuff that's going on there, and I rely on football as an escapism. They're taking this from me.
But guys, Estrella, this is what we've been talking about this. Fans screamed about this with the Glazers. I don't even know why the Glazers are never mentioned. It's all Ineos, and you can criticize Ineos all you want, but
Ineos got impressed with the Glazers. That's why.
They put us in a first of all, they put us in debt trying to buy the club.
Yeah, I know.
Which is crazy. Then they gave Ed Woodward. I'm seeing Ed Woodward revisionism on my timeline. I want to shoot myself.
That was great, bro. But that's what I'm saying. We haven't watched revisionism.
I don't understand. Like this guy,
he was class.
They killed us. They killed us. Over $1 billion wasted on what? What did we win? What did we build?
You know what, Brian? The Glazers, they've played an absolute blinder because they didn't sell the whole club, but they got rid of the direct criticism for them. So they played a 10 out of 10. Like they put out an absolute. They did.
Do you know what it is? It's because the fan base, and this is why I'm not even getting that angry anymore. Because if we do get relegated, maybe something will happen at the end of the day. But the reality is, they are here. The Glazers are still here. And I don't want to hear people say, well, Ineos. Listen, people are not deep in that. The Glazers were ready to sell us to US investors who would have got us even worse. They were there. They had dropped the money. People are saying Qatar. These guys had dropped the money and would have been far worse than Ineos. Like, Qatar was never a guarantee. The Glazers, I don't know if they wanted to sell for, whatever, we will never know.
They wanted money. They wanted big money.
We'll never know. So
they priced out the Qataris in it. Let's be honest, man.
So we are here, we are. And the plan that we have is the plan that we have, which is that Ineos want to do something. They are the only ones that want to do something. So I'll give it a chance because
they're waiting. They're waiting. Do people like the fact that they're waiting for summer for a big recruitment? Like they're saying that summer's going to be their point. But when I deep it, let me have the point. Yeah.
So let me just quickly tell you now. Yeah, summer. I told you it's going to get dark. Yeah, I'm telling you it's going to get dark. If you think it's like this right now, do not get misled when summer comes, bro. Because just because we haven't sold Garnacho now, don't think in the summer it's not going to come back around again later. Garnacho and Man Utd might both go. We're still stuck with this person in goal. I don't want to be abusive on this channel, yeah? And people are saying it's not a problem. No. This fight tonight, before I come off this stream, we need to have serious talks. No banter, serious talks. Because it seems like every time in the chat, yeah, people come in for popcorn watch. We need to have serious chats, bro. Because everyone's gonna get this ideology here. Oh, summertime, we're gonna do something. Brother, if we don't make Champions League spots, who do you think is coming to our team? Where do you think the money's coming from? Where?
That's what I was gonna say. That's exactly my next point. Yeah.
But you're saying the only reason why I'm half happy, we didn't sell Garnacho for 50 M's. At least in the summer, we haven't set precedent when we're selling our players. We can at least try and demand a little bit more. But man, them are gonna know we're desperate for money. We're desperate. We're desperate. To be fair, we're desperate like girls outside China White asking for a table. Who's in there? It's crazy to me. Manchester United.
The reality is, all teams are desperate for money because this PSR thing has frozen a lot of teams. The teams that are even targeting for this PSR stuff, Manchester City, it's not stopping them. They just spent 200 million in January, it was nothing. So
but the problem is, you know what they do though? They sell their kids well, though, innit? Yeah. Let's be honest.
Because you know what it is? Yeah. It's like you are the first guy who built your house on a block. So you've just done anything. You've just done whatever you wanted. So other teams now have to do catch up, right? Yeah. There's a lot more restrictions on everybody else. So guys, I don't know if we're going to spend big in the summer. I really don't know. I think there's a common, maybe one or two will spend big on, the rest to be young players. And that for me will be a striker. Because the striker situation is just so obvious.
Before you go ahead, big up to Dan Potts.
No, I think that's right.
I don't know what he said here. Justice for the egg. Oh no, they're saying justice for Ten Hag. Justice for Ten Hag.
Oh, Ten Hag.
League Gunner, man. I see what you're trying to do, man.
Yeah,
shout out to Dan Potts' channel. You know what I mean? Yeah, shout out to everybody who's coming over here, man. We're having a little meeting over here, man. But you
lot asked this. When you man said get rid of Ten Hag, yeah, I was like, as bad as he is, what is the point?
Oh, are you mad? Are you out of here, man?
No.
What's your point? What's your point here, man?
Listen to what I'm saying.
Here's the reason why we're in this mess.
We're in this mess because we pressured the man to come out another club to come in mid-season with no pre-season, no signings, and you're telling him to deal with the next man's crap. And then all of you, man,
but he was always going to get
comments on your channel saying Amorim out.
Estella, come on, bro. Come on, Estella.
Estrella, man, come on.
Estella, just on that. Hey, Estella, let me just, if Amorim doesn't work out, let's say, unfortunately, for whatever reason, he doesn't work out, at least he's identified some of the problems with players like Rashford. He realized straight away, like Rashford was a bad egg. He got rid of Rashford. And I will always respect him for that. Even if I've got some questions about him, I'm not 100% convinced. I'm not Amorim out right now, but I might be at the end of the season.
Now, you know.
You know what it is? Yeah, Saeed.
And the other thing. So just let me land, please. Let me land, please. The other thing is, and this is a disease with the United fan base, is that the manager can do no wrong. It's always all the players' fault. And there is a section of this United fan base, and a lot of them are in this chat right now, that don't want to hear any negative talk about the manager. They're afraid.
Angel, I was going to address that really quickly.
It's a coward behavior. There's coward behavior going on.
Hold on, Saeed.
Saeed. You've been a coward on this, Saeed. You've been a coward on this.
Why?
Be honest about Amorim and what he's getting wrong.
But the thing is, though, we can't.
You're scared.
No, scared for what?
Saeed is the one person that is not scared to go manager out.
Be honest, Saeed. Tell him.
Go manager out as soon as he wants to. Don't say that. Saeed is not.
I'm the chief manager out. I'm chief. You know what I mean? I called out Oli. I called out Mourinho, Oli, Ten Hag. I don't mind. But what I'm doing,
when are you going to call it Amorim? When are you going to call it Amorim?
I won't now. Not now. No way. Listen. I don't want to do old processes and all that. Yeah, we don't do all that stuff around here. You have to show us something. But you cannot call the manager out here when he does not have his players to play the system. It needs profiles. You need the players to play that system. Yeah. You can't put square pegs in round holes. You can't polish good. These players are not fit for purpose. Unless he gets his players in there in the right system, in the right place, then we can say, right, Amorim, what are you doing now? But until then, we allowed 3.5 years for Ten Hag. I have to suffer on the Ten Hag.
I agree.
You're out.
And you know what, Saeed? I agree. And for me to agree on that, it really is quite something, because I have absolutely no problems sacking a manager. I'm the first Ole out person I know, and that was and that was during the interim period. I didn't want him to get the job. When he gave him the job after PSG, I was fuming. I was like there you go. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of him. Jose Mourinho, I can't listen to Jose Mourinho speak. I can't even listen to impressions of people doing impressions of Jose Mourinho. It gets under my skin. And the same thing with Ten Hag. I'm not watching Ten Hag interviews. I'm not watching written Ten Hag quotes because it just. Yeah. And the same thing with Ten Hag, not Ten Hag, Amorim. So far, because it's the first time since Van Gaal that I can't pick an 11 that I'm happy with, regardless of the manager. It's the first time.
Yeah, first time. Yeah.
Because with Ten Hag, with Ole, with Jose, there was always, if I walk in the job as a manager, I can pick 11 players on that pitch, and I'm happy with that setup, regardless of formation, back 3, back 4, whatever. This time is the first time, really, and this is why we took so long to sack Ten Hag. If we kept him a bit more, Ahmad would have gone, and Garnacho would have re-signed. Like this is why we needed to get rid of him, because the leadership, the board that was in charge, was so scared of the fans because they were so incompetent that they just gave the keys to Ten Hag and they let him do whatever he wanted to do, and that was not good. So I'm patient with Amorim because it's in a very, very difficult situation. We don't have that many good players, to be honest. Very, very few. Mentality is completely off. Has to deal with a lot of shit. However, the right things that he can do, he needs to do.
I think you get, especially with Dogo coming in. Listen, I know Estrella, young players, we're not over-relying on them. I'm just saying, it is what it is. For me, the young players who come in, more power to them. You have to have them. You're signing for Manchester United. You know the drill. You know the drill. You're going to get hammered. No one should be surprised. It's the reality. You just have to know. That's why for me, it's down to the coach, right, to try and protect them, because the coach is the only one that can try and protect them by not playing them as much. But if you're a player, you're signing for Manchester United, you should know you're going to be under pressure. So Dogo is going to come in. He's going to start left wing back. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be great. I'm just saying he's what we've signed. That's just the reality. I'm not saying he's going to be great, but I'm just saying going forward, I get what you're saying, Sholan, but I'm just saying going forward, what we're going to see, right? Because we need to talk about the best system that Amorim, in terms of Amorim, can actually put out. So Dogo will play left wing back. Right wing back, for me, I'd play Ahmad, right wing back. I think that's the best use of his ability right now. In the 60s, I would just go for energy as much as you can, because we need to cover the spaces and let our wing backs push up as high as possible. So play Ugarte, play Collier together. I know, Adam, you have this Bruno thing. Me, I agree with you. Bruno is an issue. Big issue. You know what it is? It's hard to drop Bruno because Bruno is such a crackhead. He's the only one that will do the dangerous things in the squad. That's the thing. Like, when you have that group of friends, when you have that group of friends and you have that one crackhead that will go and talk to the girls, that's Bruno. He's the one that makes things happen on a night out. But you don't want to be around him all the time because he's a crackhead. But that's the issue that this guy has right now. So he's going to play him because he's the only one that will play that forward pass. He's the only one, I don't like it. I hate. It's not my style of player. Bruno is far away from my style of player.
I think since Bruno's side for this club, we struggle to create chances. Just think about it.
But that's the thing. I would rather have someone else. But the thing is that we don't have anyone else.
We play better every time.
Brian, that's what I meant by that. He's our only superstar. If you really look at it, when I meant earlier, if you really look at it, this is so bad that the worst player is your best player.
Brian, can we address and as well? And you need to be addressed. You said even if the manager goes, you're okay because he's identified a few players in it that are rotten eggs. Ragnick identified players that are rotten eggs. They're still here. You need to understand, because people are not understanding. We have not sold Rashford. He is on loan. If you go and listen to his Aston Villa interview,
he's coming back. He's coming back, man.
He even says this is temporary.
No.
Yeah, because
this is
temporary.
No. So there's Jamie Jackson. So let me just respond to that. So Jamie Jackson reported this week that even if Amorim goes, I love Jamie. I
don't like Jamie Jackson, to be fair.
I love him. He's antagonistic. We need antagonistic people.
Before I interrupt you, who the hell is Jimmy Sable?
No. Oh no, we can't. We're not going there, bro.
No, but who is he?
Google him. Google him.
Yeah, Jamie Jackson is a reporter of Man United.
No, he's talking about Jimmy Savile.
Oh,
okay, no. Yo. Don't.
Just Google him. Anyways.
He was trying to get us canceled.
Yeah, this guy's crazy,
this guy,
man.
bro.
Go on.
This guy, bro.
So,
go on.
Jamie Jackson reported in The Guardian this week that even if Amorim leaves, I don't know if you guys saw this report, even if Amorim leaves, that Rashford... So the decision on Rashford was made by Ratcliffe. He wanted a culture change at United. And obviously what happened last year because he was... If you remember the Belfast incident, Belfast incident where he was partying there 48 hours, that happened about a month after he bought the club. That happened about a month. And he made that decision already. They were trying to sell him in the summer. And one of the reasons they sacked the sporting director was because he didn't get rid of a lot of the players that Ratcliffe wanted him to get rid of. So Rashford's not coming back. This is a club decision. It's not just an Amorim. They're backing Amorim, but it's a club decision. He's not coming back. But Rashford, he thinks he's too good for Aston Villa. He wants Barcelona. That's why Rashford thinks he's going to get the Barcelona move. He's going to get the Barcelona move in the summer.
I agree with you. I think he'll go. I think in the summer he'll go somewhere else at the end of the day, because I don't know what it is. Whether clubs and finances change in the summer, they have more money to spend, whatever. I think he'll go somewhere else. But there's other players. There's Eriksen. There's Mount. There's Casemiro. I think these guys need to
Eriksen's
go too.
Got a contract.
Yeah, Eriksen has got to, yeah.
Well, Casemiro
is... And
Lindelof is done as well. Maguire would have been done, but they gave him a one-year extension, is whatever.
I tell him in the summer.
Yeah, I hope they do. I would
just get him a new contract. He's not going anywhere, bro. They just get him a new
contract. I would sell him and go get a young. I would He's such a problem. He's such a problem.
Let me ask
you. You know what? The thing is with Casemiro, we didn't win a trophy before. Like I was against signing Casemiro in the first place. That's not me defending him. He's not my type of player.
No one knew he was coming. No one knew he was coming though. It was such an opportunity signing.
Exactly, but that didn't make sense to me at the time. But still, Casemiro, despite him not being my type of player, is a class player. Like, he has played in the best teams we've seen. Casemiro is not playing at the moment. Like, of course, as much as I want Casemiro to go and to free that money, we can't name the players that are not playing for the shit that's happening.
The thing is that you can't have a guy that's on 350 or 300K on the bench. It's a huge issue.
That's one thing. That's a financial thing. That's what a financial thing. It's not a football thing.
This is revisionism, because you're saying, don't play Hojlund, play Joshua. I've seen it like this. Rasmus Hojlund plays, he's whack. Josh comes on, he plays all right. Next game he starts, he's just as whack.
You know what? What's that like, Estrella? You remember the Lingard Pereira period, when every time you see one, you thought the other one was bad.
But you know what it is though.
You know what? I watched Pereira. I thought Lingard was bad.
My thing is, Football, I think you were talking about it before staging the Footballer. You were like, why are we scared to change managers, Footballer? Do you think that mentality is what's needed? Or because I believe for me, we've got to stick by this manager and really back him. Because this is a top manager we've got, man. Like, what do you reckon, Footballer?
Yeah. Obviously, for me, I'm with Amorim all the way, like 100%. But my thing is, after what's been happening with the previous managers, I'm not building no emotional attachment to no manager that give him 7 years to do this and that. I've seen other managers in other clubs go in and change things around. Granted, Manchester United are in a big mess. They're a massive club. I get it. But I'm saying, no matter how good of a manager you are, if you lose games, it changes the whole dynamic. We just have to be real. if you're gonna lose like 20 games or 30 games a season, it's gonna change a big dynamic. Now I get it. Things are gonna get dark. United have to go through the process, etc. And I'm not gonna judge Amorim until he actually gets his players. I don't think it's fair to judge a manager on somebody else's players who we know, because when we start seeing some of these players go to other teams, they go to lesser teams than where Manchester United are. Like they're not better teams. You're not looking at them going to teams that people come and say, "Oh, Wan-Bissaka, he's at West Ham." Wan-Bissaka's at West Ham, bro. He's not at Chelsea or Arsenal playing, but people will be telling you, "Oh, Wan-Bissaka." So there's a lot of players that United get rid of anyway. It's not like they're going on to greater teams. There are some players that do, but they fit the system, i.e. McTominay. Doesn't mean that McTominay was so good for Manchester United. Oh, we should have kept him and stuff. Now, relax. We've seen McTominay for how many years? We're Man United fans. We've seen him, so we know. So for me, it's like we have a manager. We should back him. But at the end of the day, it's more about, like, are we seeing progress? Manchester United fans, where we are now, we want to see progress. Progress in the system, progress in the mentality, progress in how the team cohesion, the chemistry, the understanding, how to even press. Like we've seen so many teams, we don't even know how to press. Half the team presses, half the team is back, so deep. So I think it's more about seeing progression in that time, in the slow steps that we're taking. We want to see progression. We know we don't have like objectives or expectations that we need to win the league, we need to get top four. We're beyond that now. We've lost so many games. We just want to see progress. Amorim has time. You can do basically what he wants now. We've got until summer. But one thing that I think is quite dangerous is the fact that we've kind of just missed a transfer window under Amorim. So that means in the summer he has to get the players he wants. That there's no leeway.
I think that's why I think the system, like this period, is so crucial for us to test these players. All the players are on fraud watch for the most part. Because if they don't fit, you're like, listen, you've had 6 months. You've not even played. You have given two, 3 games.
Brian, even for me, beyond the system, it's like some of the players can fit the system, but the mentality is what's been letting United down more than anything else. Because, for example, when Ahmad came into the team here, granted, we know, okay, Ahmad's a 10. But Ruben Amorim away at Ipswich is playing right wing back, and we're thinking, whoa, you're playing right wing back. We didn't expect that Ahmad would be a player you put right wing back, but his mentality, you could see that with the mentality, this is a player that can play for a team at this level, because Ahmad didn't shrink, Ahmad didn't sulk, Ahmad didn't say, I'm not a wing back. Ahmad just played as good as he can, and yes, he's adaptable, but you could see he's got the mentality beyond everything else. Then there's some players that we know, i.e. Marcus Rashford, he's not the mentality. We started last season, Rashford was playing up front, and then everyone is like, oh, he's not a 9. Rashford doesn't want to play as a 9. We were losing games. We lost. Rashford wasn't even jumping. He wasn't running. We put Rashford left. Rashford's still not doing anything. So a lot of it is mentality more, because this squad over time, they've built a very bad mentality over a period of time. And there's certain players that have been a catalyst for that. And you can see now, Amorim is smart, and he's seen these players, and he's like, these players, they can't stay. They have to go. You know what I'm saying? He's seen that mentality. So
because most of these players,
that's my take.
Most of these players did not earn what they were given. It was just simply given to them. And that is the best way to ruin a mentality. Big time. Rashford did not deserve the number 10, did not deserve to be the poster boy, did not deserve the big contract. He didn't get to prove that he was deserving of that. Bruno, same thing. Garnacho, same thing. Garnacho should have been a promising young player that comes in here and there and eventually grows into a starting position if he's good enough. You don't decide that he's good enough from the word.
Adam, but it's not. I agree with what you're saying, but it's not all their fault, That
it's the fault of the manager and the organization.
5 million, I'll take it, because bro, it's 5 mil. But do I deserve it right now? Maybe not. But
no, of course, 100%. It's the organization.
Just to touch, pause. Just to touch on what things said, is everyone keeps saying system.
I thought I was bad.
I said pause, relax. Just because you're about saying system. Majority of the way we're leaking goals or or we're conceding chances is simple basics of 5-yard, 10-yard passes.
That's focus.
Yeah.
It's
But
concentration.
that's down to quality, though. That's down to quality as well.
It's bad. You can say the manager needs to adapt,
Right.
but bro, simple passes. What? Just keep the ball. Keep the ball.
That moment in the Crystal Palace game, do you see the panic stations of? And we're talking about guys who have played in Champions Leagues, played in World Cups, bro. These players are swear down, bro. They I don't know what's going on with them, bro. Like, you can't blame.
You know what it is. The problem is people talk about the mentality a lot, but again, it's not just about mentality; it's the ability. When you know you're not good enough, you're gonna panic. When you go into a fight,
but Brian, even sorry to cut you. The reason why I'm saying like in certain senses, like defensively, that's got nothing to do with ability, though.
Okay, let me explain this. Do you know the reason why Van Dijk is always calm? You're not going to outpace him. He backs himself because you're not going to outpace him. You're not going to bully him. You know, like Maguire shits himself because he knows he can't run. He cannot run. He's in no man's land. He knows he can't recover. Right?
You know, I said that.
You're going to shit on the pitch. That's the big thing. Do you know why Pogba was so confident? Because he had the ability, man. That's his
game.
Yeah, that's the truth. You know, that's why Paul Scholes. You know why he was so good? Because he was so good. It's just there.
I don't fully agree.
No, the reason why Ahmad backs himself because he's always had the talent. You know what they were calling this guy when he was playing for Atalanta?
Black Messi.
Like, come on, like he's had the ability since time. Like he said, when you don't have the ability, and you're basically you go through a purple patch and you play above your level.
And then we have the opposite as well. We have the players that think they are good, but no one told them they weren't. Like there are some players that weren't told. Like Rashford hasn't been told the truth for at least 6 years or 7 years. No one's been honest with him. And Bruno is just another case. I don't think that guy has. I think he's got to be medical, man.
But but the manager. This is why again for me, Amorim is so key because I've already said, Bruno, you give away the ball too much. He's already called him out. So if he's saying that in public, imagine what he's telling him in private.
And he's still doing it. So that's why I said it's got to be medical.
Because you saw it in the game against Crystal Palace. The moment we're losing, the guy's head just went. And he was like, who's making a run? Fire the cannon. Who's making a run? Fire the cannon. Like his head just goes.
Exactly. When the domino falls, that's it. It's gone. Like this player that needs to be tamed. I don't want nothing to do with it.
You can't tame it. It's just like a boxer that when they get rocked, they panic. Like that's just Bruno. Like he panicked. Like when you get rocked, like that's his issue.
I said that's 2019, by the way.
But you see, as good as Ahmad is here, how many goals has he scored because he was chasing back and defending? Or putting pressure on somebody else.
A lot of his goals.
He was leading the game.
At least 4 goals.
4 goals, yeah. Most of his goals, to be fair.
4 goals this season. Ahmad was chasing somebody down, and something you probably wouldn't even expect him to do. Even a goalkeeper against Tottenham, he literally threw his body in midair.
It's ridiculous.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah. What players in the summer to take Man United to the next level in terms of our forward line?
It's hard, to be honest.
Hard.
So it looks like we're signing the Sporting player, the Sporting winger, the wing back. Did you guys see that report? That what's his name? Is it?
We'll see. Portuguese reports can be very.
He's just 17. He's just 17.
Yeah, but he's nasty though, bro. He's nasty.
No, I'm not saying he's not. I'm not. But no matter how good he is at 17, it's going to be very hard to come in and make a big impact for the first team.
Yeah, that's why I'm a bit fed up of the youth. I can't lie. I need proper adults in the team.
But what I will say is he's coming to play.
Estrella, you got somebody with you, Estrella. But
the thing is, Adam, though, what about the Barcelona team?
He needs to come on stream more.
Barcelona team is.
You need to come on stream more.
17 is reaching. 17 is reaching.
No, but the thing is, we got to look at Barcelona.
What position is he coming in to play? He's coming to play
right wing back.
He's coming in to play right wing back. Okay. Again, this is how they're building the team. Who did they see in the right wing back position? Ahmad can play there sometimes.
There's not a lot of really right wing backs, you know.
So I'm not as fussed about that. For me, the biggest concern is the attack. Who are you playing in those 2 10 positions and the striker? That's the huge situation we need to solve, because
And I think we need another central midfielder. I'll be honest. We need another central.
We need it.
Yeah, I think that's
We need
the
it.
And the other thing is, so on Saeed's question, how many first team? What do you guys expect? How many first team players do you think will sign in the summer?
Depends what is the objective. You
That,
think it's
like they're going to improve the first team. They're going to improve the 11. They're going to improve the 11.
At the moment, we could improve the first team with me. It's that terrible.
No, but realistically, what do you reckon? What do you reckon? How
No,
many,
I think we'll bring in. I think we'll have a similar summer to what we had last summer, where we'll bring in like 3-4 players that will be in the first team.
I think easily 4
and then a
players.
young star that's going to come in, and then someone like Quenda is not going to be a
Quenda Edison's got to be in there, you know.
So if we get 3 players that improve the first team, say a striker, a wing back, and a midfielder, or a 10.
But we don't have leverage, and you know, we don't, like Omar says, we don't get Champions League football or any Europe here. The leverage is going to be very, very low.
But we can still improve the first team. We can still. I think we can still. We can offer decent wages. We can. Still,
I look at the market now. Yeah, everyone's desperate. If we'd have done this before, I would have been like, you know what, man, like, you know, etc. But I think for me, I've never seen such a hungrier market. I've never seen so much people that are going to buy the same players. There's about 4 or 5 teams buying Enquiries. There's about 4 or 5 teams wanting.
How many can afford him though? How many can afford Enquiries?
And you know what, strikers is not a position we've ever, I don't think, in our history we've had a young striker. It's the one position.
The approach is this year. I think the approach is Enquiries in the summer, and I think it's like this is what. Again, maybe I'm just hallucinating and deluded at this point from the amount of pain we've been through. But I'm thinking it's more so they said they're not doing anything and they're gonna wait till summertime to do this to do business. And I think that's what they want to do is they want the planning. They want the planning. They want to start plug and play. I don't think they're gonna get anybody young. Quenda, that link is more so the future. They want to cement the future, and he specifically asked for him. He said, "Yo, bring me this guy."
And well, we're looking at Quenda for a while, but again, he's right wing back, and we do have some players that can play that position, so I think he can be rotated. It's not a huge issue. It's positions where we have no one in. Like, we don't have a left 10. I know the club is looking at Garnacho. I think we're going to sell Garnacho in the summer. I think Chelsea are still looking at him. I think we're still going to sell Garnacho.
If we have 2 injuries or 1 injury before the end of the season, we are finished. We are done. Ugarte, if he gets injured or one more centre back is there, we are finito. The reason why I'm saying we need to get men in this team. You man, before Lenny Euro came in, how many times did we come on stream saying, "Oh, if only we could get a player like this, top-rated youth talent, he's coming to this mess. Look at him now." You man are telling me, "Oh, Garnacho's washed." I'm telling you, even if you bring talented youth players into this crap, this is what's gonna happen. Like Adam said, I am tired of seeing kids in a man's team. Bring me some well-seasoned professionals, not ones that are starting out, that's still learning their trade. I need guys that are serious on this team. Serious.
I think we will do that. Like, I don't think we're going to just sign only young players. There are certain positions where they would have seen they've signed young players with Hojlund and Zexi for the striker position. They're not going to go sign another one. They even use that as an excuse to not sign Tel. So I don't think we are going to sign another young player. I think we're going to go and sign hopefully a proper striker in the summer.
I think you're right, Brian. And the other thing is, so based on our discussion, is at best we're going to get 3 players that improves the 11, maybe 4 if we're lucky. We'll get 3 players. I reckon we'll get that will improve the 11. That means that Amorim will have to work with at least 70%, 80% of the current squad, and at least 70% of the current 11. So he has to show that he can show progress with these players and improve these players between now and the end of the season. That was my point, is that there's not going to be a full revamp where you get like 8, 9 new players. You still have to work with the bulk of this squad for next season. And between now and the end of the season, there's going to be some progress with the players that you have currently. Otherwise, I think it's reasonable. I don't think it's unreasonable. I think it's reasonable to have some doubts around his ability to manage this team. And I'm just trying to be fair, man. I'm not Amorim out now. I just want to see. All I want to see is progress. Between now, I'm like, oh shit, they're pressing so much better. Oh crap, or their build-up is a little bit better. or they're creating a little bit more chances. I know that you haven't got the quality. I get it, but there's going to be some progress because you're going to still have to play with these players next year. And if you can't show that, then I think there's going to be doubt from Barada, Wilcox, and Ratcliffe are going to be like, are we 100% convinced we're ready to spend? And the other point is, and I made this last time, is this is a unique system. How many managers play with this system? If we invest, say, 200 million, 250 million in Amorim's system, and then unfortunately it doesn't work, say middle of next year or end of next year, we go, it just hasn't worked. We've spent money on the system. We've given you the chance, but it still hasn't worked. That means that we're stuck with players that suit a very unique system, and and are we going to then hire a manager that also plays three at the back? Is that the system we have to hire? And that means the pool of managers that you can choose from are very limited. What percentage of managers play this system? Less than 10%. That means then so this is a clear risk. I'm not saying you don't invest in this or you don't try to make it work, but it's a clear risk that the club has to be aware of, that if it doesn't work, that means you're stuck with players that suit a very unique system that we just spent a lot of money on. And now that you have to change the system again, revamp the squad again for a back four or whatever, I think that's reasonable to raise.
But that's why they're signing players that are technically and tactically flexible. Like Yogu, he plays how many positions? 3 positions. He's playing left back, he's playing right wing, and he's playing right wing back.
You're
not going to just sign players that like the only specialist position really in the team is what? Wing back. Like center back is a center back for the most part. What you're signing is the profile. So if you're going to sign a profile for Amorim for his center backs, what do you need? A good channel defender. Oh my God. That's what most teams that play back four use anyway. It's not this by making it sound like this three at the back is this alien formation that teams never play. Teams have played this formation for decades. Like, it's not that unknown. We just need to sign the right profiles. So if you go sign Gyökeres, are you telling me a team that plays four at the back won't use Gyökeres? They would use Gyökeres. What player would you sign?
But if you load up on like 10, so there's 2 10s in this. If you load up on 10s and then you get rid of your natural wingers, there are changes that you make to this thing.
But this is the thing, though.
Of course, 3 at the back has been.
Answer you really quickly. The 10 position is not exactly. I know we all call it a 10. It's easy to say that. You're just an inside forward. That's what you are. If you put Mane and Salah opposite and a Firmino in that 3, do you think they wouldn't be able to play that system? They would. The issue is that we don't have. It's just the quality is shit. You don't have to be a number 10 like
that's a quality
Kevin
issue,
De Bruyne. It's this. That would even be not really be the right profile for that situation, because you need a player that can really dribble and take on his man to play in that situation. So it wouldn't just be a number 10 like Mesut Ozil. It won't make as much sense. That's not what you need. So it needs to be the right profile. You're just an inside forward.
Yeah.
Look at the chat inside. Why I put.
Oh yeah. No, I see that. Just see that. Yeah. It's crazy, man. I think someone put it there as well, man. Yeah, man. It's crazy, man. Big Adiwale says, speaking of Bruno, he has only 2 open play goals in the Premier League, 23 games this season and 41 shots. His other 3 goals are pens, none of which he won. You know, this FA Cup must win for you lot, innit? On Friday, man. It's got to be, man. It's no slacking around, man. Ruud van Nistelrooy is looking to hurt us, man. Them, you know what I mean? Ruud van Nistelrooy, he ain't playing around, man. Them, so.
He hasn't won like that forever. He might get sacked after that game, if anything.
Yeah.
Bro, that game there, bro, if he doesn't win that, he could lose a lot of the fan base. I'll tell you that right now. Because that's probably our only trophy.
Which game?
Friday.
Forget the trophy. It's Leicester. Like, Leicester's been, they only had 2 wins since Ruud got involved.
Yeah. It's
like,
crazy.
They're bad right now, bro. They didn't strengthen up the window.
We should beat them. They're not very good. They're not very good. We should beat them, I reckon. Yeah.
Yo, we should be using a dictionary, man. You know what I'm saying?
Just go game by game. Just go game by game. We win. Fantastic. I'm not predicting anything with this team. It's.
We all have to ride the storm, man. This season is a write-off, man.
What's it like in the stadium, Saeed? What's it like?
Well, I didn't go on Sunday because I just.
Oh, you haven't been going,
yeah. I'm there on Friday, but bro, I can't lie to you, bro. I couldn't be asked, man. I'll be real with you, man. I'm not motivated to watch them. You know, you just like, bro.
Don't you have to go to games? Otherwise, you lose your season ticket. How does that work?
No, unless you give it to someone and they take your ticket, then yeah, it's different. You know what I mean? But if you miss 2 games and no one's taken your season ticket, then that's where the problem lies. So it's one of them. I'll be there on Friday, but the problem is I have no confidence. It just is what it is, man. That's just the way it is.
Wait, my fault. How does it work? So if you buy tickets, season tickets, and you don't go 2 games and you don't go 2 games after season, they take it from you?
Yeah, they basically you're gone. Bye-bye.
So you could hand it to somebody to go instead for you?
You can, but they have to be a member. If they're not a member, then you have to basically pay a £10 charge. And then, if you don't go to 2 games, then you basically, your season ticket is revoked.
I mean, yeah, United have a wait list of how many times? Over 20,000.
Bro, 100,000, man. 100,000, bro.
So
they've got a big list, man. So you're just another number. You know what I'm saying to you? So it's crazy, man. You know what I mean? So end of the day, it's what it is. I've given, there's more tickets available if you guys need it. Let me know. But yeah, it's right now, bro. It's not looking good, man. But we have to, like I said to you, man. I think he's gonna probably get uglier, man. I think for me, now to the end of the season.
How does it get uglier than this, bro?
Bro, it's already pretty ugly. But yeah,
you know what it is?
Probably will.
Because I can't see us beating Tottenham or Everton, and if you can't see yourself beating them 2, then you're 16th. You are 16th if you lose them 2 games.
Can we get relegated or not?
No relegation.
Can we get relegated?
No.
Nah,
because you know what it is?
We got like 11 points and we reached 40 points, innit? 11 points.
And last year, I think it was 26 points got you relegated. 27 got you up. 27 points got you up last year, I think.
Yeah.
27? Is that right?
Wow. I think it was.
How much was it last year? Somebody will correct me.
Yeah, someone in the chat correct us. I think you're right, But I think United will do. But the thing is, we're not going to reach 50 points this season, man. It's going to be around 45, 40, 46.
It was 26.
We're not reaching 50.
Yeah, what's the... Give me...
Last year was 26.
Yeah, Luton finished on 26 points, so 27.
To be honest, guys, this might be the lowest points tally Man United ever get here. I'm going to say...
I don't think we get to 40, bro. I don't think we get to 40, Saeed. I'm not convinced we get to 40.
11 points. 11 points.
11 points is how many games is that? 3 games and a draw. No.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, man. We got played by Southampton at home.
That's 10 points.
That was the most shocking game of my life. That Southampton game.
3 wins. 3 wins and 2 draws. Then, yeah. Can United get 3 wins and 2 draws by the end of the season, guys? Be honest. Be honest. So I'm looking. Okay. No, you guys give me. Okay. I'm gonna play the fixtures already for United. Yeah. You let me know. You let me know if United
just do the Premier League.
Lose. Yeah, Premier League. Spurs win, lose or draw. Everton away. Everton away. Ipswich at home. Come on.
Draw.
Win. We win that one. We win that one. Win.
Are you convinced?
3 points. I think just about.
It'll be the jammiest 1-2-1 or 1.
That's 3 points. That's 3 points. Yeah, we got so far. Man United, Arsenal. L. Leicester away.
L at Old Trafford. I think it'll be a draw.
No, I don't think they'll beat us at Arsenal, man. Leicester away. Leicester away.
I think we win that.
3 points.
Draw.
Yeah. Okay. 6. Nottingham Forest away.
Easy dub.
L.
Now we can spank them, bro. We were the better team the first time at home. They got lucky.
Put the gun down.
They're third on the table, cuz.
Yeah. Man City at home.
Man City at home.
I think the attackers will do their job. I think if Mamouche and them man get on the ball, I think they'll beat us.
City can beat us.
Mamouche height. Don't fall for it. Mamouche height.
Listen. Nah, bro, they'll do their thing, bro. I think, yeah. So we're on 6 points so far, yeah, guys. Yeah.
No, I'm rooting for him this season heavy, but low key.
Okay. Newcastle away.
Hell.
Okay.
Hell, yeah, that's a big one.
Wolves at home. Wolves at home.
We'll probably get
a draw.
If anything, I'm more confident in the away games than the home games.
Okay, so Wolves at home.
I think we might win. I think.
Yeah. I'm not confident.
What are you man saying?
I'll go for a win.
Okay, wins. That's 9 points. Bournemouth away.
Hell.
Cheeks getting clapped.
Brentford away.
Hell.
West Ham at home.
Win that one.
Brentford away. Hell. Bro, we could beat Brentford away. Come on, man.
Bro, we can't beat a team.
No, don't
Bro,
say
we
that,
haven't
bro.
beaten
Bro,
them
yeah,
in Brentford away.
you know what's so
We
funny?
haven't beat them in like
beat
what
them.
3 years or something. So
Brother,
no.
y'all been saying L.
I ain't gonna lie to you. West Ham at home is a draw. West Ham at home is a draw for me. We're on 10 points.
Point. Yeah.
10
A
points.
draw with Kudus and Bowen on the counter-attack. A draw. It's a
Okay,
loss,
you know
bro.
what? I'm gonna say draw. And you say draw. West Ham at home. Yeah,
I'll go draw.
No, we
Omar,
have zero faith. You have zero faith.
Adam, what do you say? West Ham at home.
You know what? You know
What's
what?
that
I said Crystal Palace were gonna beat United 1-0. They beat them 2-0 because I know how they're gonna play against United. Most of these teams are gonna try and do the same thing. So
Okay.
Bro,
So that's, I think we're on 10 points right now. Chelsea away.
I hate going to Stamford Bridge.
And then Aston Villa at home.
No, we're losing that.
So that's so far.
I think we lose that as well.
That's so far.
We'll do better in the big games. Like we're gonna do better in the big games. I can assure you that.
10 points.
Can Rashford play against us? Do you guys know that? If Rashford can play against us? He can't.
No.
So that's 10 points then. That's 10 points then, guys.
Yep, that's about what I expect.
10 to 13 points. That's give or take.
Yeah. And what
That's
are we
about
now?
what I expect.
26 or 27?
Sorry? Yeah, so we're on
now?
20. So we are on right now at 29.
Yo,
So that's around about 40 points.
Okay.
41, 40 points.
Yep.
Which should get you.
Yeah, it's gonna be around.
Bournemouth right now are on 40, and they're going to get more points. So we expected to be around about 10 to 12, 10 to 13.
Last season, let me see what last season.
50 is unrealistic, bro. Getting to 50 is unrealistic.
Yeah, it's well unrealistic.
Wait, Saeed, really quickly, yeah. You see a lot of the players that have left United. I'm looking at now, yeah. If you go look at the teams that these lot are performing at, they're not even like necessarily top 10 teams that are challenging, but yet they were at our club for so bloody long. Doesn't it speak volumes that the players that are such on high wages that are supposed to be starting for United, they can't even break into top 6, top 8 teams?
Sancho's playing for.
It's not a shock though. It's not a shock. We don't.
So then why are people under the impression now that we need to be performing better? The players that we have now are basically where they should be.
Estrella, I said this a lot. Man United fans still believe that Pogba is on the team, and we still have these players. There's this psychosis that our team is better than it is when we've steadily been crap for over a decade, and people this fan base has never seen United at this level, so they don't know what to do. They can't. There's no acceptance. Fans like me, maybe Saeed, like those of us that are older, that have seen other teams decline, we get it. We know. Like I saw AC Milan. You guys don't know how mad that AC Milan team of 07, 06, 04 was to see them at this level.
Brian, how old are you?
I mean, I'm 30. I'm not that old. I'm 30, but I'm just saying, I've watched football for a while.
Why he made me feel fat old?
Not to us.
Relax, bro. Relax.
To be honest, though, 18-year-olds see us as old as shit. I'm being dead ass. Anybody that I tell I'm 30, they're like, oh, I'm like, I'm not old. To me, I'm young. But for most people, if you're 18, you're 30 is old. But whatever.
Bro, Gen Z,
I'm just saying.
most of these guys are Gen Z. They're Gen Zs, man. They don't know about hard work. They just think about instant gratification. They don't know about suffering. They just want to see they're FIFA fans. I'm telling you.
But Brian, Milan, it's a whole different narrative. They just don't have money. That whole Italian league doesn't have money, so you can't compare. I mean,
I'm just saying, seeing a team decline is it's not something our fan base have ever seen. We've just never, and no fan ever expected it. That's just the reality,
Yeah,
but it's what it is.
Let's see, man. Let's see. Like I said to you, man, we gotta just ride the storm, man. Ride the storm, guys, man. Listen, what a show, man. What a show. 2 hours gone like that, man. I appreciate everybody here. But again, I don't know what the likes are saying, man. What are the likes saying?
685.
Hey?
General, I literally stand the whole show, so I'm not that old. I'm just saying.
Yeah, guys,
I've been standing for 2 hours.
Like the video, people, man. We've had an amazing show, guys.
Well, Brian,
you've got strong glutes. Hey, you've got strong glutes, Brian.
Is it?
Sorry?
Yeah, I mean,
your glutes are really strong. They can
I played soccer for a long time.
No, he said he spent the whole show, and I said you've got strong. Your gluteus maximus must have great definition.
Typical foul. That's a yellow. That's a yellow. You bugged out, brother.
That's for the love, brothers. What's going on, man? Yo.
I'll take the compliments. This guy's are tripping.
Yo, man, chill, brother, man, chill. Hey, yo, I missed the super chat. 1 second. Yeah, I think I read that one. Yeah, man. But now make sure you lot, make sure you lot check out the channels. Make sure you check out Ange, check out Brian as well. Elite Pond on Twitter, Coop Baller on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. And make sure you check out Adam and Red. Always giving you Bruno Rashford slander on the timeline. Big up Oski in the building, man. Big up to you. Make sure you check him out for the Fanatics. And Estrella is preparing for his
bro. I'm still startled, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
My man out here complimenting Yash. And everybody just stay quiet. I'm so lost, bro.